You sure it won't let us reset the password? I don't remember it. You tried password. You tried password 123? You're sure? Try it again. Please? No? Okay. Is it Big Booty Mama 72? No? Oh, man. Spunky can't teach games with an exclamation point. Capital on the S for Spunky. You're sure you spelled it right? With like Y, not like an. Try. All right. No. Okay. Try any capital ANY, the number 1, but dinosaur. No, I'm certain that's it. I remember because we made it. I'm sorry. It's any one but dinosaur, and then all capitals. Never again! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Yes, we're back in. Okay, get everything ready. Get the lights up. Get the cameras. Tim, Dana, Sam, we're rolling in 2 minutes. Everybody, let's go. Hey, throw it to sounder. Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome here to the Gather Geek channel here. My name is Rinkelstein, aka Tim, and I am honored to be a guest on the channel here, hosting our little panel. Today we're going to be talking about the new Elestrals set that just came out here, Divine Champions Lifestream. So we've got a distinguished panel here that we're going to be talking to. So what I'll do is go through everybody here, let them introduce themselves, tell a bit about your TCG experience, and kind of what we're going to be setting up for today. So we'll start here with Gatsby.
Hi guys, you know me from the Gather Geek family. I'm Gatsby, and I am your Elestrals aficionado for this evening, along with my distinguished guests. Tim, thank you for hosting. My experience is simply a former Yu-Gi-Oh player, former Lorcana player, and now an Elestrals player. Hoping to make my way to Worlds and make some noise while there.
Awesome. Dinosaur.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Dinosaur. You can find me online at Dinosaur YGO on YouTube, where I mainly talk about current format Yu-Gi-Oh, but also just break down into archetypes and stuff like that. I started playing Elestrals towards the end of Daybreak, and I still play Yu-Gi-Oh. I've played almost all of the TCGs you can think of. I started playing Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh when I was just a kid, and then Magic I got very competitive with a little bit later, and it's kind of just evolved into now just Yu-Gi-Oh! And Elestrals, and I'm also a former Lorcana player. Yeah,
we all gave it a try.
We all did really well, too.
A little bit.
Yeah, honestly.
Spams, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Spams. You can find me over on Spams YGO on YouTube. I just play a whole bunch of card games. I play Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently, Elestrals. I was a former Lorcana player, RIP. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of card game experience. I hope it comes in handy tonight looking at these Elestrals cards.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of them. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think the Lorcana thing is really, we were all excited for some new game, and we gave it a try, and then we found something new here in Elestrals that really scratched that itch. So
Yeah, Lorcana definitely scratched an itch, but it didn't scratch the deep itch that Elestrals really wanted to.
Yeah, it's from my perspective, it seemed like Lorcana just wanted to fix the issue with Magic the Gathering's resource system, and then that's all they set out to do, I guess.
I think it was definitely a surface game.
Should have been more.
They got a ways to go. There's some potential there, but right now it's I think Dinosaur said, it's didn't scratch the itch for all the players on the panel here. So a lot of us have kind of thrown our time into Elestrals here.
Elestrals. Yeah. Hey, do they have a new set coming out?
I think they do.
Ooh, they do?
So like I said, my name is Rinkelstein, aka Tim. I played Magic basically in the alpha period and then stopped sometime in Ice Age or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And got back into Lorcana like everybody else did. This guy pulled me into this stuff and pulled me into Elestrals as well. So I am probably, we got 5 people here, so I'm probably the 6th best player in the room, I think. So, but I kind of follow along. I'm kind of riding the coattails here of Gatsby, trying to get the world as well. So if it happens, cool, and be a good experience. So So like I said, we're here for the new sets, Divine Champions Lifestream. It's going to be a mouthful, so you're not going to hear me saying that a lot. It's going to be Lifestream from now on. As mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at it card by card here, evaluating the art of the cards, what they can do, giving some opinions about the new meta and what that could be shaping up to be. We'll wrap up with some final thoughts here about maybe some stars of the set, cards people might be sleeping on, and some possible overhyped cards or decks here. So what we're going to do real quickly is we're going to start with the spirits, as exciting as that is. So our lovely and beautiful and handsome and very attractive editor is going to be putting up the spirits on top of here so you can take a look here. But we've got these standard 8 elements here. I'm not going to go through them individually, but they did get new arts. So I'm just curious if anybody had any thoughts about those arts here, if you want to take a look to kind of refresh yourselves as well. Anybody got a favorite new guy here that may have come up here? I mean, I've always been I'm a monkey guy, so I'm a Illuminate person. So I think they did him pretty good justice here, but there's some cool ones here.
Love the way that they're all interacting with different folks in their kind of native biomes. One that stands out to me, I love the art of Leviathan, but I love that Lycris is just actively playing fetch with somebody.
Yeah. I am in the exact same boat.
He's the little
Leviathan is my favorite just because I'm biased, but Lycris looks absolutely amazing.
I was also going to point out Lycris. Now, I'm a little biased towards Lycris, as that's my favorite spirit, but it just looks absolutely beautiful. And the Leviathan looks pretty sweet also. And honestly, even the Zapdos looks really cool.
Oh, the Zapdos is great.
But
tearing up somebody's pillow.
Yeah, no, he's just super cute.
Bro got caught.
But like, yeah, they all look really good, but huge shout out to specifically Zapdos and Lycris and Leviathan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Flormine actually looks really cute too, but that's because
They all
of all
look
the
super
background.
cute.
Yeah.
I like all of them. He looks great.
Yeah, I think they did a good job. It was nice to change it up. So, as mentioned, we're going to go card by card here. We're going to kind of try and talk about some cards that work together, maybe play off each other here. If anybody has any thoughts on things, we will be covering most of the Elestrals at first. We'll get to the runes at the end there. And then, like I said, we'll wrap up with our final thoughts here. So, our first card up on the agenda, and it's going to happen numerous times. My pronunciation of these things, these guys will correct me. I'm going to murder some of them, so I apologize in advance. First up we've got here is Giraflora. It is a 2/5 Earth Celestial that says you can target a Demeter or a champion of Demeter in your underworld and return it to your hand if this Giraflora has the highest defense on the field. Couple that, probably makes sense to talk about them together here, with our card Gigaflora, Champion of Demeter. It is a 5/7 2 Earth Celestial that says you can expend an Earth Spirit and discard this Gigaflora in order to search your deck for a Champion of Demeter and add it to your hand. You can then special cast a 1 Spirit Champion of Demeter from your underworld and give it +3 attack until the next turn. What do we think about this here?
So these cards are really cool because they're their own kind of like resource loop, right? So Gigaflora, the large one, allows you to expend and discard it to search your deck for a Champion of Demeter added to your hand, which the little one, Giraflora, is. You can then, when this card is in play, you can target a Demeter or Champion Demeter, which the big one is, add it back to your hand. Discard that Gigaflora again to go find another guy. So you kind of wind up with a 2/5 body in play that from your deck that kind of costs you nothing, other than your normal summon.
No, I really like this. It's interesting. To be honest, I think in future mill strategies it might be a thing because it does just thin your deck a little bit. Of course, with our current mill strategies, that's not a thing. But that's just thoughts for the future, where it's like, that Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge coming through, like just thinning out your deck, like certain things. Actually, I guess more in like a Magic standpoint, where you got like the fetch lands, where you get a land out of your deck, so you're less likely to draw. That's kind of how I view this, but it's also just going to see play in the Dionysus deck, I think, just in general, because you're really, not Dionysus, in Demeter decks. Or actually, it probably would even in the Dionysus deck, just because.
Well, I mean,
spoilers,
will come
Demeter
later,
is
but
good.
Dionysus is pretty good.
Piggybacking.
We'll get to that.
Piggybacking off that Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge, is Gigaflora not +1?
Gigaflora is +1, but you are expending spirit, so you are losing life and resource, the ability to play cards in the future to do so.
Yeah, this is also in the fruit colors though, so you do get multiple ambrosia, which I know other cards will interact with that too.
Yep.
So like,
I think it's a really good little self-contained 2-card loop that builds you some advantage. I don't know if it builds you enough advantage to be meta viable.
It depends on the other champions of Demeter, because Gigaflora can access any of them.
Speaking of which, we have Moss Station, Champion of Demeter. It is a 4/2/1 Earth Elestral that says, when this Moss Station declares an attack, you can enchant it with an Earth Spirit from your underworld. If this Moss Station has the highest attack on the field, it deals piercing damage with this attack, and you may enchant it with another Earth Spirit from your underworld.
So we were saying about the costing coupler spirits.
Yeah, so
That's pretty good.
you immediately can get them back with him.
And he's hitting for 7.
And he's banging in for a giant number, especially God forbid you have Foley Forest in play. Now he's almost guaranteed to have the highest attack and all those things.
Absolutely.
Or Demeter, herself pumps him up.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a good card.
And for me personally, for a couple of sets, I've kind of thought that piercing is a little bit underexplored mechanic, so I'm excited to see more cards with that and what they can possibly do.
Yeah, like the deck that I play, at least right now, uses Veritaqua into the Javalantis, the champion of Poseidon.
Oh, I know.
Piercing is crazy. Yeah, you just hit it for so much extra damage.
I'll be honest, like, I like this and I think it's cool. I think it's very finicky.
Yeah, I can agree with that too.
Because this is going to hit for 4 most of the time. And yeah.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I
just Arkham and Decisive Demeter or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're just talking beyond a 2-card combo at that point, and that just isn't enough. And the game has showed us that since set 1. So
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to our next card here, we've got Dratea, Champion of Dionysus. It is a 2/2/1 Earth Elestral that says, when I don't know if I should mention the subtypes here. I'll be honest, I don't have them all memorized, so you all can view those there in the card graphic up top. But it says, when this Dratea receives 1 or more Earth Spirits, you can target an Elestral and daze it until your next turn. You can special ascend this Dratea to Latagon from your hand or deck if it's enraged. Then enrage that Latagon until the next turn. Latagon, Champion of Dionysus, that is an 8/5 2 Earth Spirit that says, you can target and destroy a face-down rune if this Latagon is enraged. When this Latagon is destroyed in battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can search your deck for an Ambrosia and add it to your hand. What do we think about that here?
I think these are pretty good, especially just I know what Dionysus does. This is so
Dionysus will enrage your Dratea for you.
Yeah.
And speaking of Gatsby here, for our viewers here real quick, if you want to give a very brief explanation of the new mechanics here, enrage and daze.
Gotcha, sure. For those who haven't checked out the full set yet, you do have a new mechanic in this set called Daze and Enraged. A dazed Elestral cannot attack, and an enraged Elestral must attack during your turn, and if it's in defense position during your battle phase, it'll change itself to attack position so that it can attack. As far as these guys, I mean, Dratea comes in, dazes their biggest guy or dazes one of their characters, the Elestral, so that they can't attack. You enrage it with Dionysus, turn it into Latagon, which pops one of their back rows, runs over something else, so they're left with a dazed Elestral at most, and you've got an 8/5 that if they dare get rid of it, you get an Ambrosia. Yeah, it seems really good to me.
It also can't be put to defense.
Yeah.
It'll be enraged. It's not... Enraged isn't until the end of the turn. It is until it isn't.
Right.
As far as my understanding
well,
of
if you summon it with the Dratea does say it's enraged.
Oh, until the next turn. I see. Yeah, that's just me being not reading the card because I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Yeah, and one thing to note, the change your Elestral from defense back to attack position only happens on the controller's battle phase, so it doesn't work in a defensive standpoint where if your guy had been turned to defense mode and you attack and are attacked, you couldn't enrage your guy to get it to pop into attack mode.
Fair.
I initially had to call in to shout out to the paid robot Nick, one of the judges over at Elestrals. Had to put a call into him to find out if it worked that way because original Moss Station would have been busted.
Yeah.
Go to defense? Nah, thanks.
Yeah.
These guys really good. Sam, anything to add?
No, not really that you guys haven't said, other than This Drataya seems like a really annoying card if you just keep re-enchanting it, and your opponent's in like a low resource state, and they only have like one Elestral. You just keep dazing it.
Yeah, just in Nexus decks in general, this card is going to be extremely oppressive.
Yeah, just daze their whole board like every turn. Like Aqualin's means.
I like this direction of battle phase not being everything.
We might talk about it when we get into some more of the Dynasty stuff. I don't. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm a little weary about the game devolving to a point where we're not just a back and forth attack game.
That's fair. I understand.
Up next, we've got Sprouter, Champion of Dionysus. It is a 2/5 1-Earth Elestral that says you can Nexus an Earth Elestral when you score a Earth Spirit. That'd be interesting to Nexus Elestrals. Mm-hmm. When you do, you can search your deck for a Champion of Dionysus or a Dionysus's Madness and add it to your hand. Next up here we have Satimber, Champion of Dionysus. It is a 5/8 2-Earth Spirit Elestral that says, when this Satimber, there we go, receives one or more Earth Spirits, you can target an opponent's Elestral and enrage it. When an opponent's enraged Elestral declares an attack, you can return that Elestral to their hand. And then, rounding out the Ascension line here, we have Centaur, Champion of Dionysus. It is a 10/13 3-Earth Elestral that says, when the battle phase begins, you can destroy each enraged Elestral on an opponent's field. You can daze this Centaur until your next turn in order to special cast a Satimber from your hand, deck, or underworld. So yeah, after I get done murdering all the pronunciations here, what do you guys think about those?
So, I really like the Centaur. That card is really cool. I'm not the biggest fan of the first two, though. I guess the Sprouter is okay. To be honest, I actually really like it. It does search something, but you have to have a Nexus Bank, so it doesn't really set you up, say, like Astrabbit would in a combo deck, and unfortunately this is kind of a combo-y piece, and it ends on a 10/13 that just sometimes can just get blown out. But then again, like I said, Centaur is really good. It's the Satimber that I feel is just not doing it because there's no direct way to get to your boss monster.
Well, so that's kind of where I'm at, is that there's no... We're just hard ascending these guys, one into the next. Sprouter doesn't set me up well enough to ascend into Satimber, doesn't set me up well enough to ascend into Centaur to do the thing. Yeah, if you can find a way to cheat Centaur into play to get Satimbers for free, probably really good. But I feel like you're jumping through a lot of hoops, you're playing a lot of cards that are probably not good enough. And I have done very limited playtesting with this line of guys. What I've done was basically what I just described. We put them in a deck, we tried to summon them and went, oh yeah, these are really actually hard to summon, and then tore the deck apart.
Mm-hmm. And that's been a pretty common theme that I've experienced, at least in my limited TCG experience, is that it is tough to get to those third guys. Like you said, you are playing those subpar Elestrals underneath them that's like kind of chunking up your deck a little bit. It's like there's good payoffs in there, but like you said, I think it's just been a hard Ascension game until now, until you start figuring out ways to cheat this guy out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we even look at like Draking is only good because it's in a deck that can play water. And it's not even that great, and he's only a 2. And you look at it so I've been playing that Chronodile deck that Dooms won with, right? And sometimes even going into Nomodile feels like it's just too slow, even though you get that 3-drop right then and there. And that feels like, no, this is too fragile. I have to hard ascend on top of a 6-spirit guy in order to even have a chance at winning, and this is just, you are not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. Do we know what original Satimber says? Does it ascend into Centaur? Because I don't think this is going to be playable if it doesn't.
We can always find out, so give me a second here. Which one's Satimber?
Yeah.
Your original Satimber says, when this Satimber is empowered by your artifact rune and destroys an Elestral in battle, you can Nexus the spirits from that artifact to this Satimber and special ascend it to a Centaur from your hand or deck.
Okay, so
it's
this
a
line...
5/7
That's a lot of hoops, though.
This line is not going to be playable, I think. The Centaur might find its way into some specialty slots in the same way that Pharaohgeist found its way into specialty slots.
Yeah, I'm willing to be wrong, but I'm writing it off.
Yeah, I think I am too.
It's unfortunate, I think, because that 3 has a lot of...
Sam, talk me into it. Come on, tell me why I'm wrong.
Centaur has a lot of potential, but the rest of the line doesn't.
I hope that this September stays hard to summon and unplayable because its effect seems really annoying.
I
Other than
kind
that,
of
yeah,
agree.
those are pretty bad.
So I would actually kind of like to rebut Dan. You had said
I'd rather just play
that
Aqualynx.
Centaur good, the other two bad. I kind of think September might actually, if any of them see play, his effect is kind of like obnoxious.
His effect's super obnoxious, but I don't think it'll see much of anything. To be honest, if of cards that'll see play, I think Sprouter's going to be the most played out of it, but only
just
because it
the one
searches a Madness and a champion. So
Sure.
So that's the only reason I think, and it's a 2/5, so it is a big booty guy, you know.
Does have a defense, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like the
So
September
is
to
the-
be in play because we can just keep saying Satan over and over. So
Satan?
that'd be nice for me.
Satan. What else we
Satan.
got from Dionysus?
Next up, we've got Cyanectar, Champion of Dionysus. It is
Shout out Adrian.
It is a 4/1, 1 Earth that says, when you cast this Cyanectar, or when this Cyanectar becomes dazed, you can search your deck for a poison-tipped arrow, poisoned nectar, or poisoned tunic and add it to your hand. Coupled with a Waspivy?
Spidey?
Wasp Ivy, as in like Poison Ivy and Wasp.
Let's go with that. Wasp Ivy. Champion of Dionysus. It is a 9/1, 2 Earth that says, when this Wasp Ivy deals piercing damage, deals piercing damage, this enraged Wasp Ivy deals double damage. This Wasp Ivy is enraged if it ascended from Cyanectar.
This card is really
beautiful.
stupid. We all know how you feel about this line is just beautiful in my opinion. I really like the Cyanectar being able to search for stuff, and also the old Cyanectar and Wasp Ivy are really cool alongside this.
Yeah, old Cyanectar can turn into this one.
Yeah, and I mean like, I think this is going to be a really cool blue and green combo deck because of cards like.
I like it with water, huh? With the bloom?
Yeah, just because it can load up so many things on it. Like, you can really, really do a lot with putting spirits onto this. So you're talking like the only green things are like in the deck. So think of it in like the Chronodile build, right? Basically, you're just taking the Chronodile stuff out and shoving this stuff in, and you're just.
Aren't we more worried though that that deck won its event, and whether that is or is not a very good deck, we'll never know because the format's going to immediately change after it won an event.
Yeah.
But that deck was so good. Chronodile as a card is so good because it's got giant stats and has an unaffected ability.
There's like 5 things that take
Wasp
care of it.
Ivy's got 1 defense.
No. I know. I'm not necessarily saying that this is going to be like your boss monster and the deck is going to play the same. I'm saying like the combo is the same. Is I guess what I'm trying to get towards.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can really like snipe somebody with that.
So I think every one of us at this table is going to lose a match to a Wasp Ivy doing a pile of damage to you over the course of 3 games. I think the deck isn't good. I think unfortunately, just like old Wasp Ivy, old Wasp Ivy is unaffected by counter runes. Like, it's just not good enough. That 1 defense thing, swapping attack and defenses, Cryoblast. Just if this guy ever became a real deck, Cryoblast just go in sideboards and the whole deck disappears. Like,
yeah. No, that's fair. I'm not saying that it's going to necessarily be a good deck. I think it's a good line.
I think it's fun. I think it's super fun.
Yeah, fun.
Later when we get to the runes, I think there's more. There's new like PTA and poison nectar and stuff.
There's new named cards that these will search and whatnot, and that's where I think the true power behind the combo comes from. Because you're absolutely right. Cryoblast just ruins your entire night unless you've got like a stadium.
Yeah. All of the other insect cards that are not the West Ivy line though. Like so you have the Antitan stuff. You've got Visceruses and Spectruses. And like, obviously we know, A-Drive is bugs are his thing, right? That's what his Divine Rune does. Those are his favorite types. Like, That's why it was the first kind of like archetype build out of the subtype classes. At some point, some bug deck is going to be busted. Is it this one though? I don't know. I just can't
not
see
at
it.
all. I just think it's cool. I don't think it's going to be like a meta contender, to be honest. And if anything, I'm overhyping it, but it's cool.
Next card we got up here is Cyprong, Champion of Dionysus. It is a 4/4 1 Earth Elestral that says, when you normal cast this Cyprong, you can search your deck for a Dionysus and add it to your hand. You can target and destroy a 1 Spirit or 2 Spirit Elestral with 5 or more attack if this Cyprong is dazed. What do you think, Snamps?
Busted.
Busted?
Yeah.
Busted?
That's a great normal cast.
Busted now, could be busted.
Well, Dionysus is a really good card to
Oh, yeah.
find out later. Searching Dionysus and then being able to be removal on stick while having decent stats. This is a really good card.
Yeah, and I think even our limited
It
reveal
finds
so
you
far.
your Nexus Bank for your Earth deck also.
Yeah, I think in our limited reveal so far, we've obviously come across a couple Enraged and Dazed, but being one of the main mechanics of the set, those are going to be very highly utilized abilities in this meta, I think. So
And I don't think they go away at the end of this set either. Like,
No.
like we'll keep seeing these for years to come.
yeah, I think those are going to be a core mechanic. For
This
this
Cyprong is a really strong card.
Yeah, so Lightning has
Being
a card
4/4
like
too
this,
is good.
right?
Tennis strike.
Titanic Strike.
Yep.
If this card said search your deck for a Zeus and had everything else about the same thing except it was Lightning, Lightning would be one of the best decks in the format, hands down. This card is really, really, really good.
Well, that was it. We saw Thunder. Thunder was obviously incredible back in the Nexus days. They had Band
Yeah.
Spark it, and then
It's funny, I was calling
Yeah.
it Lightning, that's my bad, but yeah, Thunder.
it kind of went away from being a full deck to just like a small patch of things. People play Rabbits and Zeuses. And then Titanic Strike came out, and all of a sudden it was, hey, this card is so good, and it finds Thunderstorm, which is run removal, that maybe there's something here for a deck. And straight Thunder, just kind of good stuff value pile, has been a deck you have to contend with from your events since.
Good
This guy
last one.
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy is their Titanic Strike. You're absolutely right. This, in Earth, where you'll already be playing Dionysus Madnesses, and probably Dionysus as well, because if you're playing this, you can search it for free. Yeah, this card, to echo Sam's, busted. Absolutely busted.
To be honest, though, they definitely did miss by not making this Titanic stock.
That is kind of funny. You're absolutely right that it would have been funny if it was Titanic
Yes.
stock.
Am I mistaken? Does this guy have a full art?
He has
Yeah,
a
something
full
cool.
art in the Shattered Stars,
Yeah,
and
that's where I thought I
also
saw
a
it,
foil in the newest tournament packs.
I think I remember.
The new
liking
tournament
it.
pack one is the art is
Yeah, I
fantastic.
think I
It's
remember liking it.
Dionysus like forehead to forehead with it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, we actually kind of missed talking on the Wasp Ivy and the Cyan Nectar and the Shattered Stars. I thought they looked really, really interesting.
What's
It's
that?
like they're caught in a web almost. But
It's
not.
it's supposed to look like what's it called when you take like a dead bug and you frame it.
Yeah.
Not taxidermy, but
Yeah,
there's
like
one- there's something
taxidermy.
for
It's
bugs,
something
yeah.
for insects.
Pressing in between. Yeah.
Yeah, it's taxidermy for insects. They're built to look like that, and it's a real like. I'm not an insects kind of person. You can take your cockroaches and spiders and bees and all go away, but like, boy, those arts are kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
They look really good, especially the foils. I thought they shined because of how they looked.
Some
It
of
looks
the
great,
the
yeah.
gold accents on them were highlighted. It was really cool.
Oh, I really liked the Equilinks. We're getting off topic.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Keep an eye on Cyprong, people.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Barabib. Barabib is a 3/4 1 Earth Elestral that says you can Nexus a Earth or a Water. When this Barabib receives one or more water, you can special ascend it to Barabog from your hand or deck. And then, oh look, what's the next card on my list here? It's Barabog. Barabog is a 5/6 1 Earth 1 Water Elestral that says you can expend a Earth and a Water in order to target an Elestral and daze it until your next turn. Is that a misprint? Is that an or? That is an and. Okay. When this Barabog becomes dazed, you can special ascend it to Barabos from your hand or deck. Then, we've got the big boy here. We've got Barabos. Barabos is a 9/15 2 Earth 1 Water Elestral that says, when this Barabos receives one or more Earth or Water, you can change it from an Elestral to a Stadium rune with the effect Elestrals that are not Earth or Water enchanted are dazed and get -3 attack and -3 defense. Opponents cannot play Stadium runes or vice versa. And I'll just jump in here real quick to say that I've play tested against this deck and it looks good to me. It's been a problem.
I think the sheer just the mere existence of Barabas is going to mean people are playing Earth and Water decks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say that lightly. I am extremely excited for this. I mean,
Water's got good flashability as it is right now.
Water's got very good Nexus capability as well.
Sam's.
Yeah.
Sam's, yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about splashing this in a Majesty deck.
Splash ability.
I mean,
Elestrals that are not Earth or Water enchanted are dazed and get -3/-3. So they just can't attack.
Can't attack,
Yeah.
and they're tiny.
It doesn't necessarily work with Majesty Champion, but it does work with Old Majesty.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily go with Majesty Champ, but it also kind of does, because if you pop off the Barabas stuff first and make him into a rune and then go, I mean, you're expending a lot of spirits.
Ugh.
God forbid that that's possible. I don't think it's possible. But, like, if you do that, if you successfully land a champion Majesty after a Barabas has become a Stadium, your opponent scoops. There's even if they think they can overcome that, they don't want to. They're like,
I want to play a 51-minute round one.
yeah,
I don't
need to spend 50 minutes trudging through the muck to try to grind this game out. I'll get my sideboard. Let's go to game 2.
Yeah, there's the other side of this too, and playing it alongside the Dionysus stuff, where it's just like we're getting true control decks with this.
Mhm.
Like Firestorm, I thought we'd see some control decks, but it ended up
I
going
think it's
towards
moving
the
more
combo.
towards them. Yeah, absolutely.
We're
I think they've got a lot of potential.
We're really getting that whole TCG aggro mid-range control kind of thing
Well,
going.
I mean, there's some
and I'm
control
liking
stuff
it.
coming up we're going to talk about.
Don't go too far, Dan. You hear me, A-Drive? Don't go too far with this nonsense, though. Barabas is fine. Don't. You hear me?
Don't worry, you can do whatever you want. I'm hooked.
So before we move to the next one, do we think that Barabas might be nudging people more towards playing more stadiums at this point, or?
No, if
well,
anything,
no, if
it
anything, less.
discourages it.
Yeah,
Imagine
You can't get rid of the Barabas.
Oh, sure, right. You can't cast them. That's right. Yeah.
just play.
I mean, without face-up rune destruction, this is
So,
it's a little bit tough.
hear me out. What I think Barabas is a deck that people are going to experiment with. They're going to think it's fine, but not good enough. Then some deck is going to take over the meta that is either incredibly combat-oriented and or stadium-based. And all of a sudden, Barabas is like, oh, I'm sorry, you're just not a deck anymore.
Yeah, like Arachne's Lair.
Like,
Or
imagine,
Thunderstorm Supercell.
yeah, we'll get the Thunderstorm. Imagine if Spiders was actually a real deck and not a joke. Like, this guy's just like,
Alright.
all your guys
Sorry,
are
Kyle.
tiny. They're off. Yeah, sorry, Kyle.
So,
Shout
chill,
out, Kyle.
chill, bro.
Yeah, shout out Kyle. No, but that's the
it's
other thing. Like we're talking about, like things that you could play with this. You could almost just play this on release with the Javalantis side of the Poseidon deck, where it's just like now you got to deal with the Javalantis, and it's like I don't
We'll
think
see.
many
We'll see
people
later in the
think
set
it's
when we
there,
get into
but-
water guys that there's more guys that when they receive a water and a nexus they do shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's
Also,
that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure Old Barabog helps this combo as well.
So he doesn't. I believe. No, Old Barabog just causes them to expend when they play a card that isn't Earth or
3/7 Earth One
Yeah,
that says
I'm
when an
thinking of
opponent
that.
casts a card, they must expend Omni.
While we're here, what does Mudslide say?
So Mudslide. So I did build this deck with a bunch of proxies during my playtest run. As Tim said, he had the displeasure of having to play against it a few times. Not necessarily because it was incredible, but the games that it did the Barabas thing got really oppressive real
Like
fast.
Anderson said, it's moving towards that control oppressive
Yeah.
style.
Well, that's
Um,
kind of how it feels when I'm playing like Doom's Chronodile deck, where it's just like when that happens, your opponent just sits there and stares at you for a couple turns.
So Mudslide is a green and a blue. It causes your opponent to, I believe it's an invo.
Disenchants Omni from each of their runes. You may enchant a water or an earth to your field.
So here's the thing. So it puts the extra thing on the Barabib, which will turn him into the Barabog. The Barabog's own effect turns him into Baraboss. If you're going to do that, I almost think that Monsoon of Eurus is a better way to sneak the water onto him if you're not going to do Poseidon. Just because it's like a useful card on its own, where Mudslide is just, boy, I hope you're playing a stadium, because otherwise, oops.
Are you not able to activate Mudslide without?
You can, but my point is like you're paying 2 to enchant another to your field. Like effectively, you're paying 3 to get that water.
Would you say it's maybe more of a sideboard piece in that, or just not at all?
In the deck I was playing 3 Monsoons and then 1 of those to see if it was playable. In every instance that I had it, it didn't matter.
Okay.
Poseidon is good enough if you're going to be trying to Nexus through, and then the Monsoons are enough to to back up Poseidon if you don't hit it.
We've got so many different things. Like, even just like Apharos, we've got Poseidon, Apharos, you've got Babloon. I know I've been on a Babloon kick. I didn't realize how good that card was until I actually activated it the first time.
Babloon's fine. Like you said, you can just literally play Old Apharos and just kill itself, do Nexus over to Barabib if you need to.
That's all.
There's enough ways.
That's all one effect too. You still draw a card off that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Apharos is all one effect. It says then you draw a card for each water.
Doesn't say anything.
Doesn't say
consensus potential if not good line.
All of the Nexus guys are when you do. I'm pretty sure, but
yeah, you can Nexus up to 2 water spirits. When you do, you draw a card for each water spirit card received this way. I'm a day wonder with that card.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like I said, all of the Nexus guys
Apharos specifically
need to live through their Nexus to get their effect.
Got it. Yeah.
I went to college for.
Don't worry, I didn't cheat anybody.
I have
That
degree
never
in
came up.
Never came up, I swear.
No, it literally hasn't.
You have a degree in water?
No, Apharos specifically.
Yeah, just Apharos.
Yep.
Alright. Next up here, one of the funner names in these 2-card combo here, Hopperoo. A 3/4, 1 Earth Elestral that says, when this Hopperoo deals damage, you can foretell 3 and add an Earth card foretold this way to your hand. A card specifically, not necessarily an Elestral. While this Hopperoo is enchanted with exactly 1 spirit, it can attack opponent's spirit decks directly. Coupled with a Rumantis. 5/7/2 Earth that says, this Rumantis can attack opponent's spirit's deck directly. When this Rumantis deals damage, you can return it to your hand. If you do, during the next draw phase, you can special cast it using only Earth spirits from your underworld. What do we think about this little combo here?
Anybody want to go first, or I'm gonna make people feel bad about it?
So
make them feel bad.
This card is Cope. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I want him to be Rumantis specifically. I really want to be good.
Yeah,
it looks so like it should be so cool. And here's the thing: build it and take it to your local. It's probably good enough for like locals and league nights. Like it's probably super fun. At a high level event, like I just don't think this guy's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attacks directly, doesn't have to pierce, attacks directly.
I don't.
When it deals damage, which means it's getting to the deck, return it to your hand, and then recast with Underworld
So
Spirits.
here's the
Not
problem:
good enough?
you have to hard ascend it.
Yeah.
It's only a 5 attacker, which I know doesn't matter because it's theoretically attacking directly.
It does have the 7
But-
spot.
It does, and again, it doesn't have to attack directly to get its effect. It just has to do damage.
Correct.
So if they have a small guy in attack mode, you can get over it.
And just to
we'll
clarify
talk
for
about
myself
this.
too, dealing damage in defense position is not dealing damage.
Yeah, dealing damage means them having to expend spirits because you dealt damage.
Okay.
How about this? There are 5 viable attack stop counter runes in the game right now. We'll get into when we talk more about some of the stuff about the meta, but I wouldn't be shocked to see people have been talking about, a lot of the counter runes, Omni runes might go to 1 at some point. I think we're getting close to the point where that could happen. Maybe not there yet, but we're getting close. There are 5 legitimate attack stopping cards, which means you can play 15 cards that say this Rumantis does nothing.
Can I just interject really quick? This card loses to Baraboss.
Oh yeah,
It's dazed.
Well, no. Baraboss.
Oh no, because it's Earth Enchanted. Oh my goodness, they're so
water.
smart at Elestrals. They're the best company ever. They're making outs to their stuff.
And here's the thing: maybe there's a deck, right? So before Dana brings up Bubloon, let me be the one that does it. Maybe there's a deck here where you go, you get the Rumantis out, you get in on the attack, he bounces back to your hand. The next turn, when you put him into play, you go re-enchant for turn, discard Bubloon, throw a bunch of stuff on him, get in for 7. Maybe they flip Dionysus Madness in your days, they flip Guardian of Light, you're done, they flip Shieldy's back in your hand again, like...
Yep. They have anything
It's
at all.
so-
And I'm not saying
Alter
it, but
Stars.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it, but just the question, is it Dies the Medusa Syndrome?
Well, so yes and no. So you never want to not play a card because,
There's a card counter to it.
right, every card has a hard counter to it, right? The problem is that there's so many cards that are so meta relevant that all make this deck. If you're building around Rumantis, that make your deck do nothing.
Yeah, it's probably that they're so widespread and they're all playable too. Not like, this could counter this one thing if I bring
It's
it
just
in.
like
People want to play those cards.
decks are like good based on how many options that they can have. If you're playing this, you practically have no breathing room in order to like do what you want. You basically have to play around the fact that your opponent has 12, maybe like 9, 12, 15 staple cards in their deck that just ruin your day. And why would you want to go through all the mental like gymnastics of trying to figure out your way to have this Rumantis connect when you could just pop their back row with Equilix?
And I
Like,
think
I don't know. It just seems
I
so
think it's
good.
kind of like, so when we talked about Spivey, I brought up Cryoblast, just, killed it. But the thing about that is I don't expect Cryoblast to be in everybody's decks or even maybe sideboards initially. So maybe there's a window where Waspivey gets to win an event because people are, crap, I wasn't prepared for the giant wasp.
Yeah, and I didn't
And
see my
then the
shit
Cryoblasts all come into the deck, just dies. This guy just dies to shit we're all already playing because you have to be.
So I'm
Unfortunately.
going to sit here and agree with basically all of the sentiments on Rumantis. We aren't talking about Hopperu, and
Sure.
I do think Hopperu is actually a very good card on its own. It's not going to see anything beyond being in, say, like a burn deck. Like I could see like Voltuga and Krakatuga. This is a deck that I've seen labbed up before and stuff, and you might see Hopperu go into that just because of that Foretell 3, and it does just burn that one extra thing. So like you're already looking at like a burn deck. I'm not saying this is
I think
good.
the
I
only-
just think that's where it's going to find the most home.
Yeah, but is that a deck? I don't
Well,
know. Like, I don't know
All
that
I'm
that deck
saying is
worth
that people
going.
are labbing that up.
Sure.
Like obviously the new Krakatuga is going to find its way into Fire Artifact stuff,
Yeah.
but like the old stuff even saw like a little bit of like sideboard play and stuff and whatnot like that. But that is like, from what I can see online, is kind of a fan favorite that people are like really trying to make
People
work.
really like this little boy, and he is a bug. We've talked about, some bug deck is going to be busted.
Yeah, I
Fun,
just think
fun
his-
interaction too that I don't think enough people are talking about. You could, in theory, if you wanted to get full on Hopperu level build around, he attacks directly, so you could go. I'm a one spirit Hopperu. I attack you directly. Battle phase, flip a lunar phase full moon, dump a couple spirits on him. Haha, take 3. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying though. He's going to be part of burn strategies, and maybe not right now, but definitely in the future, attacking directly is going to be very, very important.
There's probably a piece, not a build around at this point.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
He's a piece of something bigger. Maybe one day he will be
3-4 ain't
something
nothing to
bigger.
sneeze at. I don't
It's
wonder
like
why
weird, slow Earth combat rabbit.
I want him to be
That,
so
like,
good.
doesn't
I think he's so
actually-
wonderful. I don't believe
We have that as a subtitle, Combat Rabbit.
combat.
We get a new Ash Rabbit that's Combat Rabbit.
We need a lunar one that's like a 5/2 because that's what the game needs, a 5/2 ass rabbit.
So that'll bring us to the end of our Earth
Hey,
section
Cryoblast
here.
can see a bunch of play.
Yeah. We'll start up here with our Fire Elestrals, starting with someone near and dear to my heart, being a current Bears deck player. We've got Urseer, Champion of Hestia. It is a 4/1 1-fire Elestral that says, when a player casts an Ursa Elestral, you can force an opponent to expend Omni. Do we think that slides in by itself? Does it go into the Bears deck? Does it make Bears better?
I cannot wait to play against this and just throw my spirit deck into my underworld because Ursir told me to. This card's
Don't
really,
worry.
really good.
Hey, Sam.
It's really
Sam.
good.
See you Monday.
Yeah.
Don't worry. In my playtesting, what I have found is
It's not.
not going to happen. No.
No, this card's ones, bro.
So the problem with Bears.
How is
Bears,
making everything Toxion not kind of good? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Toxion and Toxiswarm are good because they burn when they come into play. This guy,
I guess
just, like,
this
way too
guy is
starts
a
to
do
use
nothing.
stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, you're starting to play the other ones that get into the special cast stuff and multiples, and those aren't great unless you're playing.
Ursir, I think Ursir
Don't
is
pokes and
super
everything,
bugs.
so-
It's not going to see play aside from bear enthusiasts playing bear decks instead of
Well, it is a
The-
champion of Hestia,
you know, the
so it's
Majestic
searchable
decks.
off of the Ur Scout if you special cast that.
Yeah, but now
But
I
I
have
mean,
to
that's
special
if you play
cast.
Hestia.
Now I have to special cast Earth Scout.
Yeah.
Ew.
It's
No,
not
worth it.
Yeah.
Come on. When you do, you burn for one. See? Playable.
Yeah, I think it's going to go into decks at 3 for people who are excited, and then it's going to come right out.
I can't wait for there to be an
What?
Ursa FTK with this card.
I'll be the one small voice of contention on this. It is a 4 attacker in Bears with Don't Poke makes it an 8 beater, which isn't nothing.
which is something Bears does lack a little bit.
Still
You
not
have
good
to
enough.
play Don't
Yeah.
Poke.
I think
Okay.
so. Hear me out. I think we'll talk about this when we get to the Frost Bears. I think Don't Poke might make a comeback here, but not for this guy.
Okay.
His art is sweet though.
He does have sweet art.
Flaming fist, monkey
Fire
ninja
fist,
kind of guy.
Monk Bear.
Okay, so like, what if it's like, what if it's a sideboard piece for Bears? Like you play it against Bears and make them expend for casting their own guys. All right, move on.
I mean, so here's the thing. That's not where I
Big-
thought you were
big
going.
brain, big
That's
brain,
funny. That's actually really funny. Maybe it's a sideboard piece in Bears, or
Okay.
if you run up against, say,
Bears.
Boss, like something that's absolutely. We're gonna talk again when we get to some guys at the end of this fire stuff.
This is
On
I
a
think
deck that doesn't allow you to attack.
this is the outside of the battle phase win condition that Bears needed to beat Baraball.
Maybe.
So, no. I think what Sam was trying to say is this says when a player casts a bear.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, when you
I know what he means, like-
and Ursa Lestral. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for the
You put
mirror
it out
match.
and let them just like maybe in the mirror match.
That's what we're saying. It's a
Maybe in a
sideboard
mirror match
piece.
it's funny.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you're
like,
trying
your
to figure out
opponent-
how to round out your sideboard, maybe. I
If
don't
your
think it
opponent's
finds
not
it.
playing it and you
It's
are
funny.
in the
Yeah,
Bears
it's funny.
mirror, you win, right? Every time.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think
Bears goes
in
good.
Bears,
Everybody signs
you
a fire spirit.
sideboard this boy for your mirror match. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. That's funny.
It's funny.
I kind of
And when you win that way, your
opponent.
opponent just looks at you and goes, "Dude, damn it!" Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I wish I was big brain to Sam.
This is what you special cast off of your Ursa den.
yeah, you go full combo, slam the single play, and go cast stuff, do it. They just look at you, they're like, "I will expend 1 to go full combo and Majersa your board." You're like, okay, spend that 1 though.
Chain don't poke.
Next up here, we've got our Kindleo, Champion of Hestia. It is a 4/1 fire Elestral that says, when you special cast this Kindleo, you can return up to 3 fire spirits from your underworld to your spirit deck, or search your deck directly for a Leonite and add it to your hand. Coupled up here with our Leonite, Champion of Hestia, a 7/3 2-fire Elestral that says, when this Leonite receives 1 or more fire spirits, you can give fiery enchanted Elestrals on the field +3 attack and defense until the next turn. When this wildest Leonite has 9 or more attack, it cannot be destroyed by rune effects or have its position changed.
So, shout out to Warlord Leo. He has, been expounding to be the greatness of the great champion Leonite. I think my playtesting tells me this deck is cope, but God forbid they stick a Leonite and empower it with something that doesn't require it to get bigger with its own effect, and it's just always 9 or bigger, because then it's a problem.
Yeah, like the
it's a big problem.
like the hammer of Hephaestus or the torch of Hestia. Am I mistaken?
Yep,
So,
yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We are talking about this is a Hestia deck. This is not just like a Leonite deck. This is a Hestia deck, and we're looking at like Hestia's Hearth all over the place with this.
Hestia's Hearth all over the place. I think it's kind of a new rogue way to build fire artifacts. So you mentioned the Krakatuga, which we'll get to when we get into the water guys. Just slots in as like, oh, this is just how fire artifact will now get built. Mm-hmm. This is the other way to build it.
I think this is probably more true to the Blazers OTKs rather than fire artifacts.
I agree that they kind of play the same engine minus like the Argos.
Yeah. I think that's where this will evolve into, but then again, like Blazers OTK is its own specific combo, whereas Leonite mid-range might just be a thing like beats. This would be like a beat-down strategy.
So I think this is just the more consistent Blazers OTK.
Yeah. Well, I also like... Can we just talk about how I actually really like Kid Leo in general? Like, there's a lot of ways to special cast red guys, and special casting this in healing 3 is probably pretty good.
It's a 4-beater.
Yeah, 4-beater if you got Volcanic Forge, which a lot of those decks will have Volcanic Forge.
Well, Volcanic Forge makes Leonite a 9.
Yeah, that's
the other thing. That's turned on its effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't speak today. That turns on its effect to be indestructible by runes and can't have its
Yeah, I don't know how much I like the Kindleo. I think it's cool. The Leonite is a very different
Leonite, what I found in some generic playtesting was, and again, I briefly and then was off the deck. Again, you don't want to not play a card because it's counter exists, but like Champion Galaxy is just around and Shield is around, and even if you have the Volcanic Forge up, Champ Galaxy just trades off with it, and you're like, oh, well, that was my deck's entire battle plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's...
You invested a lot to get into that, and then they're like, Champ Whale, switch your stuff, bounce into it, cool, pass. I take a point and pass, and you're like, yeah, you should take that point, like it. Scoop.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. No, the
stuff. Alright, Tim, who's next?
Well, up next we've got to me, a very weird... He looks like he's almost deformed or suffering or something like this here. We've got Humbust.
He's just pudgy.
He's like he's growing things on himself or something. I don't know. But this is Humbust, Champion of Apollo. It is a 1/3 fire Elestral that says, while this Humburst, is foretold, it also counts as a solar Elestral. That is a solar symbol that I'm seeing, right? Mm-hmm. Jeez, my old man eyes here. When you foretell an opponent must send cards from the top of their deck to the underworld equal to the number of cards that were foretold +1. And then, oops, I lost my place here. I apologize.
Humburst.
Along with that is, there it comes up. Sorry, loading. Humburst, Champion of Apollo, is a 6/2, 1 fire, 1 solar Elestral that says, while this Humburst is foretold, you may special ascend it from your Humbust. You can force an opponent to send the top 4 cards from their deck to the underworld if Apollo is enchanted.
Nobody's changed my mind on these. These cards are awesome.
These cards are really good.
The testing was so funny.
I'm so sorry. Like, A-Drive, keep an eye on this, because there are 15 easily playable cards or more that stop attacks, and these cards mill for a lot sometimes. This is a problem.
So
maybe not immediately, but this is a problem that's going to occur.
So do you remember when I built that preliminary mill deck at the very beginning of Firestorm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It hit occasionally, but it was gimmicky and bad.
I won a couple games by actual mill out. Most of the time, I won by just attack stopping and out resourcing my opponent because the mill stuff doesn't take any resources to do. There was a combo in that deck, and it's Magic Christmas Lamps. It was never going to happen, where you could mill 38 cards on the same turn. The most I had ever done before that was I milled 24 cards. I did that without the new support.
Yeah.
This stuff is going to really make Mill a deck, in my opinion.
The new stuff kind of forces you down a different aisleway than the I'm gonna call it OTK Mill builds.
Yeah. So that was playing like Golden Apple of Discord.
You're playing stuff specifically
like
trying to like get those big chunks off, making sure you're getting multiple Hun busts for a turn.
Mm-hmm. I was playing Cinder and Nexus Banks and things like that, just to.
This build in my playtest, again, my playtesting, right? Your mileage may vary. Was just put the guy in play, set a pair of attack stoppers, and just look at them. Go, okay. Oh, I stopped your attack. Mill some stuff. A second attack stop. Or a second mill guy. More attack stoppers. And all of a sudden, by the time we got to turn 5, turn 6, it was... They were milling 11, 12 cards a turn. And it was like, yeah, okay, the game's over. Like, I milled my entire engine, that what my deck does. I have no things. Like, if I dare to attack you, we'll talk about Royal Otto in a few minutes, but like, if I have the audacity to attack while you have Royal Otto up, I'm just going to mill 12 cards, so never mind, pass.
Yeah,
like,
they came up in our test.
They just stop attacking, because they're like, literally, if I attack you, I lose the game because I'm mill out, so.
Yep. No, this specifically, the Hum Bust is good. The Hum Burst is bad.
And I'm kind of feeling that old Hum Burst, I've come off him too in my playtest, that like, he was initially supposed to be the way we closed out games in Mill, right? Like,
no, you
get that guy and finish out, but yeah. Ascension guy is not necessary.
Yeah, there's so many attack stoppers now, and like, Hum Bust, you can find this off of Apollo, and that's what's like super important. And the new Apollo support, just solar support in general, is absolutely bonkers.
He's also a bug, so you can find either one of the Hum Busts with a Ard Bug too, if you really want.
If you can.
Oh, and that puts you... Oh, but then you'd have to play green if only there was a reason to play... Oh, Dionysus Madness and Dionysus. Oops. Yeah, anyway. Mill. We'll talk about it when we talk about...
Keep an eye on it. More to come.
At the end of the show, when we talk about, sleeper decks, get ready.
Yeah.
So next up here, Fun Guide, Champion of Artemis. It is a 2/5 fire Elestral that says 1 fire. When you suppress one or more cards, you can search your deck for a Fun Guide or a Follow the Wisps and add it to your hand. We'll couple that here with Bronto Wisp, Champion of Artemis. It is a 6/6 1 fire 1 lunar Elestral that says you can Nexus Fire or Lunar. If you do, until your next turn, your Elestrals other than this Bronto Wisp cannot be attacked as long as this Bronto Wisp is enchanted. What do we think about this here?
They're just as gimmicky as they used to be. That's about how I feel. I think if you play them all together, you might have a funny deck that does some funny things. I don't think they're going to go actually anywhere. The Bronto Wisp is really cool if you're trying to do like a stall strategy. The Fun Guide might be like interesting. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't think it's it. I don't think it's where it's at.
To add?
No.
I've got one thing to add. Poop! These cards are poop! They are bad. The last Fun Guides were bad. Yes, if you get a couple of them all out together, you can stop your opponent from attacking you because they have to tag each one of the... I get it. Not good. There are so many cards that stop attacks. Don't waste your time trying to summon Fun Guides to make it happen.
But
Trust me.
But you could find
Nope.
You can search them off of Kamalis.
Poop! Next.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think that I've ever been interested by the Fun Guide.
I'm so sorry, Fun Guide enthusiasts, but like...
Yeah, if you're there, you can have all his cards. He'll bring him.
Yeah, I will. If you're going to Kissimmee, like, you can have my Fun Guides. I don't want them. They're awful.
Next up, Hellmelt, a 3/2 fire Elestral that says, when this Hellmelt is discarded, you can special cast it from your underworld using fire, with fire, using a spirit from your spirit deck or underworld. Couple that here. That's another way. There we go. Smeltung. It is an 8/3 2 fire Elestral that says you can Nexus up to 2 fire. When you do, you can discard your hand and draw that many cards. When this Smeltung is sent from your hand to your underworld, you can enchant up to 2 fire from your underworld to your field. Moving fire spirits around in the underworld, Xing them around here. What do we think?
I like these cards a lot, especially with one of the later cards in this set.
I like his art.
I like these cards,
Golden Apple,
and I think
Discord.
they're going to be a part of a deck. To be honest, I don't know how much they're really going to do. I don't think they're going to do too much, to be honest. But I really like them, and at some point they're going to be really impressive.
Well, I think that's it. It's the some point, right? So I'm going to go on record as saying I hate these cards. I do not think they're very good. However, at some point in the future, the smell tongue effect specifically, being able to churn through their hand, and especially the part where you can enchant fires when he gets discarded from your underworld, at some point, that's going to be a real problem. And then I'm going to hate that card. Not because I don't think it's good, but because I hate this card.
No, the smell tongue effect is really good on its own. I don't think Helmilt's going to be doing
We have enough
anything.
guys
And it
that
sucks
special
because
summon
they're
themselves.
they're so cute.
They're
So what is that helmet? Is that, what am I thinking? A Goomba from Super Mario.
It does have a little
That's what
fiery
it is.
Goomba.
Or maybe even like an older, again, the old guy speaking here, the older Atari sort of aesthetic with one of those sprites in one of those games. But yeah, it definitely reminds me of a Goomba.
Yeah, they do have a throwback video game feel.
Yeah, I was looking at that, I'm like, that's Super Mario Brothers there, so. Next up,
Luigi over Mario. Anyone disagree?
Toad for the win.
Please.
He picks up fast, come on.
We just went over this. Bronto Wisp is not cool.
Toad's bad.
Next up, Smoltuga, Champion of Hephaestus. A 3/4 1 water spirit. I keep doing that. A 1 water spirit Elestral that says your Hephaestus' effects can also find fire invoke runes. You can reveal an artifact rune from your hand in order to special ascend this Smoltuga to Krakatuga from your hand or deck. What is Krakatuga, do you say? Funny you should ask that. Krakatuga, Champion of Hephaestus. A 4/8 1 water 1 fire Elestral that says this empowered Krakatuga's attack and defense are swapped. During your turn, artifact runes and empowered Elestrals on your field cannot be destroyed or returned to the hand by opponent's effects.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been having to wear double pads over this one.
This
is
so funny on Krakatuga.
Smoltuga is really good. Krakatuga is really good. That's it. They're going in fire artifacts.
Yeah,
There's definitely fire artifacts.
I think the Smoltuga's effect will allow Hephaestus to effectively find Eruption, or we'll talk about Up in Flames later is maybe what it can find. Probably completely worthless at this junction. But
I don't think
the fact that you can just show off an artifact that you've accumulated because you play a bunch of them and turn into what will be an 8/4 plus empowerment beater that can't be destroyed or returned to the hand. Uh-oh, everybody. Like I said, we talked before about the Leonite stuff as like a side option. This is going to be the main option on how Fire Artifact plays.
Yeah, absolutely. The Smoltuga, just in general, like I said, I was kind of on that side of that Voltuga, Krakatuga burn deck could be viable at some point, and this Smoltuga really helps that version, like just that deck in general.
If you believe in
you're
burn,
not
you have
playing the
to
new one.
appreciate it, I'm sure.
Yeah, and in fact, you might just play both, because that might just turn into like an artifacts deck. So
Maybe.
And just to clarify for myself, maybe, the swap effects that happen apply after the card effect swap has happened? So say, for instance, a Champ Galaxy comes out or something else. How do we resolve it?
We still resolve all things in the same order. For those playing along at home who need an acronym, we call it SAFE. First, you're going to set the number to whatever it needs to be set to, so if something made it exactly a certain number. Next, you're going to adjust the number with any addition or subtraction that you need to do. Then you're going to flip the numbers. E in SAFE is everything's ready to go. So in the event that you have a Krakatuga, it's empowered with something, so its stats are swapped to an 8/4. If a Galaxy came into play, Champ Galaxy came into play and swapped its stats, it would go back to being a 4/8 because there would be two flips happening on the same.
So the card text on it is part of the flip action, not of the set action.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, swapped is the keyword for flipping the stats.
Yeah. Yeah, which I
Safe
get
is
is
just an
tough on
acronym
the.
to make it easy to remember.
I don't know if
but
the entire
mechanically
card
it's
text
called
constituted
swapped.
the setting
Nope, setting is, we'll talk about some cards later, Pharos, who we mentioned before. The new Pharos will set things, and we'll go
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Coming up soon, in fact.
Typhlant, Champion of Poseidon. It is a 2/4/1 water that says, you can enchant this Typhlant with water from your underworld. When this Typhlant receives one or more water in an excess, you can special send it to an Ivory from your hand or deck if you did not special cast an Ivory this turn. And our Ivory, Champion of Poseidon, a 7/6/2 water that says, when this Ivory receives one or more water, you can foretell cards equal to the number of water entering each Ivory on your field. You may add each card with a title or effect that mentions Poseidon foretold this way to your hand.
Real quick, just before we jump into Tim, can you read us what the original Ivory does?
Oh, I sure can.
Just for no particular reason.
Yeah. For no particular reason. Original Ivory, is a 6/8/2 water that says, this Ivory gets +2 attack for each Typhlant in your underworld. You can expend water in order to special cast a Typhlant from your underworld in attack position.
So I do want to note the new Typhlant specifically says if you haven't, special summoned a thing already, so you can't just like daisy chain them one off into the other.
Special cast an Ivory.
However, you can absolutely have one, find another, next turn do it again, next turn do it again. And new Ivory, kind of good.
As a Poseidon enthusiast, I am very excited for these cards. Did you know that Ivory draws you 3 cards if you're good at the game?
If you're good at the game and the top of your deck is Poseidon mentioning cards, it sure does.
Draw 3? Oh my goodness.
Pot of Greed +1. Nectar of the Gods +1 for my non-Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Yeah, no, it's...
I like
They're
these
good.
guys. I'm testing. Typhlant is awesome. I had him at like 6 water spirits on my field. I wasn't attacking with him or doing anything. He was just hanging out, but he had so many spirits on him. It was very funny.
Yeah, I really like these cards. I'm not as excited for them as everybody else, but like...
I'm heavily
it's
biased. I'm fully willing to admit that I'm heavily biased.
Yeah,
These cards might not even be good, but I'm still gonna
oh my
play
god, the guy who plays water likes a water card?
them. Yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah, and I don't know that they make a deck that like cracks into the top tiers of the meta, but it is a deck. It's one of those decks that as the format goes on, people will experiment with because they'll get bored with top decks and go, "Wow, this card says draw 3 if I just quote am good at the game." Like, oh, well, if only there was more cards that mentioned Poseidon. Oh God, you mean there's like 80 of them in the game? Boy, I bet you some of those are good enough that I would want to draw them. So I don't know that this guy's good enough to be top tier. I don't know that he's good enough to be anything early on, but people will play with it, and as more cards that have the word Poseidon on it come out, this guy only gets better.
This will be in the Majesty build for sure. I don't think it'll be in much outside of it.
I alluded to him during the Baraboss part that I'm like, there's a whole bunch of guys now that just say when they receive a water, do the thing. So like,
well, that's already like what Sam was doing with his water deck. With just like mulligan until I see Poseidon because all of my guys do something with Poseidon.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the consistency
and now
that this set brought is insane. The Typhlant is great. Yeah, there's so much stuff in this set.
People used to call Poseidon the bad divine, and it was always tough to argue against that.
Because it didn't really impact the board.
He might be the most important. He's the MVP divine at this point, where he's the most important to all of his cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Next up, Kraken, Champion of Poseidon, a 1/4/1 water that says, when you cast this Kraken, or when it receives one or more water from Poseidon's effect, you can block one unoccupied slot in an opponent's Elestrals row, as long as this Kraken is enchanted. A blocked zone cannot be used. Coupled with Kraken, Champion of Poseidon, a 5/8/2 water that says, this Kraken in your hand can be special cast with 2 water if an opponent has 2 or more blocked Elestral slots and you did not special cast a Kraken this turn. You can expend water in order to return a water card from your underworld to your hand.
Now entering the no fun zone.
Yeah, this Kraken is It's a pretty decent card.
So do you remember when I got those 3 full art crackings off of you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, this is...
Yeah, I'm being heavily rewarded right now. I think this deck will play the old cracking as well.
So we
just blocking zones in general is really fun.
We're looking at a very common situation where we can block 2 zones.
Yeah, if you start with cracking and then play Poseidon and Nexus to it, you have 2 zones blocked off.
I think if you're able to make it so your opponent has 0 Elestrals, that you're able to play 2 cracking in 1 turn by special casting and normal ascending.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think that the new cracking is actually distinctly the better card of the 2 crackheads and 2 crackings that exist. He's the best card of the 4. However, he's the one that doesn't go with the rest of the deck well. Mm-hmm. The deck that's going to play those cards want the other guys to block up stuff. And again, like I said, push you into the no fun zone where nobody's having fun.
Cracking Champion of Poseidon's on-field effect, though, is insanely good.
Oh, like, I think he's the actual best card in a vacuum of the 4 by a mile.
Yeah. No, he's absolutely
It can recycle Poseidon, it can recycle Tsunamis, it can recycle...
Yeah.
Leviathan.
Yeah.
Imagine having your opponent
the universe is healing.
Pop off a Poseidon's Fury for a handful on you, and then just go cracking effect, stick it up, put it back down.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. Did very limited playtesting with this. It's easy to achieve on paper, difficult to achieve in practice.
I think it's the sleepiest of the sleeper decks because it's never going to wake up.
That might be true. Yeah, that might be the perfect way to say it. It is. Again, at some point, you're going to run into somebody trying it, and if they do it well, you will lose at least one of your games to it because, oops, I had all the correct things, and you don't get to play the Elestrals anymore.
It's almost like Starbit Supernova, where it's just like, oh, didn't see that coming, and I just took 12.
Yeah.
And now we have to go to the next game.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those, I think. So.
A little surprise action for next week, maybe, huh?
There you go.
Alright, next up we have Foamy, Champion of Poseidon, a 1/3/1 water that says, when this Foamy receives 1 or more water, you can search your deck for a 1 spirit, what are those called?
Oceanic,
the water guy right on top of that shit. A 1 spirit Oceanic Elestral added to your hand.
That was a test. You failed. Sorry.
I love this guy.
I'm not inducted into the Water Guild.
Not only did he fail the test, he demonetized the video.
I love this.
Hey, please, I'm not the only one.
Please let that just be the intro to the video.
I love that Dana thinks we have enough subs to be monetized. Guys, hit the like and subscribe button, by the way, if you haven't yet, please.
Then we've got Caprigal here, Champion of Poseidon, a 7/6/2 water that says, when you cast this Caprigal, you can search your deck for a Trident of Poseidon and add it to your hand. When this Caprigal receives 1 or more water and a Nexus from Poseidon, you can target and destroy an Elestral.
I think this is probably the best version of the Poseidon deck. Foamy is its own thing. The Caprigal is good. I think the Caprigal is really good because it gives you all of the Ascension pieces that you would normally do with Poseidon, except it gets you an end game where you could just I can Nexus off Poseidon over to the Caprigal, and then Caprigal actually does something.
Got a hard ascend it though.
You do have to hard ascend it, but that's not hard in... So, when we're talking hard ascension is bad in everything except water. Because you've got things like Tadpuff, you've got things like Foamy, the original Foamy, you've got things like new Foamy that finds you Tadpuff. Like, is Tadpuff oceanic?
Tadpuff is an aquatic Elestral.
Are you sticking Tadpuff down, though, to ascend into that, or are you trying to do Tadpuff things with it?
That's all Tadpuff does.
That's what I mean.
That's Tadpuff does Tadpuff things. That's all that...
Yeah, doesn't he go into the...
No, that's Sluggle that you're
there's something.
Tadpuff just special summons himself.
Yeah.
That's
right. I thought it was the 1, 2, 3 up that Sam does me all the time.
No. Tadpuff is specifically... I even use it in the Chrono Outlet where it's like you summon it and then
you mentioned in our last video the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. No, I think Caprigal's really good, but let's get the actual water opinion on it.
So for Caprigal, Yeah, you do have to hard ascend it, or just like play Tadpuff or Resolve Rise from the depths, or Resolve Foamy's effect, and then you can normal ascend it, get your Trident, which is really good because Trident essentially is like it turns off a lot of interaction because they just can't cast counter runes, and like being able to search Trident supposedly easily is pretty cool, but I don't know, like when it receives one or more to Nexus from Poseidon, you can target and destroy an Elestral. That's certainly a good effect. I just think having to hard ascend this is going to be tough. I don't know. I mean, like I don't think I've really had an issue with putting 2-drops into play. I just wish that my 2-drops had a way to put themselves into play besides.
In playtest, this card was one of the first things I jammed into the water deck.
Because it reads awesome.
Everything about it reads insane. Every opportunity I had it wasn't good enough. I don't know why. It reads insane. It was just, boy, I wish I was doing one of the other more degenerate 3-step combo things.
Yeah, because like if you normal ascend in water, it's going to be something like Glauby, Champion of Poseidon, to search for Atlantis or Rise. Or it's going to be Atlantis or OG Glauby and just do something horrific. I don't see this being... It's not like League's worse. It's a good card, but it doesn't have a way to get itself out on the field besides just normal ascending it.
I do wish original Foamy would be able to ascend into it.
Yeah. Well, this new Foamy is like the best thing ever. I love this guy.
Yeah, new Foamy's really good. No, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that card's going to be... I think it's going to find a spot.
Searching for Trident is really cool.
Yeah,
I don't think it's worth the play better.
A big part, but okay.
Yeah.
I think you could just Argo into it instead.
Alright. Next up, Dratega, Champion of Aphrodite, a 1/4 1-water that says your Aphrodite's effects can also find a Lockagon.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
You can Nexus a water. When you do, you can search your deck for an...
Aquatic.
There you go. One water guy. An aquatic Elestral and add it to your hand. And our Lockagon, Champion of Aphrodite, a 5/7 2-water that says...
Oh, it's an aquatic guy, too.
It is.
Oh, look at that.
You can special... It's like they designed it, right?
It sounds crazy.
You can special cast the Lockagon from your hand with double water if you did not special cast the Lockagon this turn. When you cast Lockagon or Dratagua, you can return water from your underworld to your spirit deck.
It is Dratagua.
Dratagua. Hey, I'm from Buffalo. I got the nasal A, the Dratega.
We're all from...
Then you're not a true Buffalo then, shut up.
Sam, you want to lead with these? I've seen some of this in action in playtest. But why don't you tell us thoughts and prayers?
So, like...
Tots and pairs.
If you go Aphrodite, you could search for Lockagon with the Dratagua, and then you can Nexus a water from either the Dratagua or the Aphrodite to the other, and then search for Tadpuff. And then next turn, you play Tadpuff into Lockagon, use Aphrodite to search out old Lockagon, special cast that with the new Lockagon, and then return a water. And because you returned a water, old Lockagon triggers to pop a card. Yep, I dig it. I dig it so much.
That's a lot of things to remember. Can I just cast something that just wins the game?
Yeah, you can cast Dratagua, Champion of Aphrodite.
Don't you play bears?
wait.
Listen.
So shout out.
I'm set in my ways. I'm an old man.
I love
I got
these
one way I can do things. That's it.
Well, that's why you play the easy button deck.
Damn right.
So shout out to Julian, who's been really like pushing this deck online. This deck gets very wide and quasi-tall very fast. It does, however, kind of sometimes just break itself into having to not do anything.
Yep, you do need to see that Aphrodite.
When it does its thing, and you kind of like, when you miss that one bit to interact with them, and then it gets to do its thing, you're going to watch your opponent put all these lock-a-gons into play and heal a spirit and pop your card, and you're going to go, how does anyone beat this deck? It's unbeatable. This is insane. And then the next game happens, and you'll be like, where's all that stuff you did last time? I don't... again, Julian is an incredible player and has a very good, solid build for it that I've seen in a bunch of playtesting. He's done online, and it's a real deck. Like that's all there is to it. Like it is a real deck, no doubt about it.
The play pattern is objectively insane.
Yeah.
Without it being the same mechanics, is it going to be like this generation's Blistrix, where it is just unbeatable, but sometimes it just doesn't do anything? Like
I think that's
just misses.
possible, but I think it's distinctly more consistent than Blistrix, and its full-on top end is not where Blistrix was. Compared to the rest of the
thing is, I think it's good that it's less resource intensive comparatively.
Okay.
Even though water can heal better than either frost or wind, so like it wouldn't matter. Anyway.
We all know that for anybody who was going out to pre-releases, the Aphrodite starter decks didn't go out with the initial shipment from Elestrals. There was some sort of printing error going out later, etc. I think that's all a cover-up because the Aphrodite deck was unbeatable in playtesting against the other decks. Lock-a-gon too good. Conspiracy theory found.
You heard it here first. Gather Geek doing the work for you so you don't have to. What's this here? Another Foamy with a different dedication here. What's going on?
Shout out Foamy.
Foamy, champion of Aphrodite.
Foamy's actually just the goat.
A 1/3 water.
Kind of sounds like he just gets around to me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad.
When you cast this Foamy, you can search your deck for an Aphrodite and add it to your hand. You can expend water and discard this Foamy in order to search your deck for a 2-Spirit Water Elestral and add it to your hand.
So we got our Aphrodite searcher, and it also searches Lock-a-gon.
And it also searches Caprigal, champion of Aphrodite.
It also searches every 2-drop water.
Yeah, this does search Caprigal.
Caprigal is a 6/6 2-water that says, this Caprigal cannot be destroyed in battle by 1 Spirit Elestrals. You can expend water or reveal Caprigal from your hand in order to target and destroy a face-down rune.
So if you play this over like a Tadpuff or something, and you go Aphrodite, search a Caprigal, you can just start destroying face-down runes every turn.
Yep.
I don't think that's nearly as good as searching Caprigal, champion of Poseidon, though.
And I
don't think that's nearly as good as Lock-a-gon. That's my issue.
Well, that's
exactly, yeah. Like, why would you ever... Why would you ever make it so they can't cast counter runes with a 3-card combo when you could just have a resource engine that heals you and removes their cards every turn? I really like this Foamy, though. This Foamy is amazing.
I would like to say you had said on the last Foamy that you really love this guy. I think this Foamy's better.
No, hold up. I don't want there to be any misinterpretations. Note that I didn't say anything about what this new Foamy did, just solely that I love him. His artwork is amazing, and I like the effect because searching for Oceanic Elestrals is it's less good than Aquatic Elestrals because Aquatic has a lot more a higher quantity of good cards, but searching Oceanic Elestrals is pretty good. I just like him because of his artwork.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and he's a champion of Poseidon. Whereas this is a champion of Aphrodite. Not that that's like any mechanic difference other than specifically the new Ivory.
Lore-wise, who does your faith reside in? Water player.
Poseidon for sure, because I've been a day one with Poseidon, but Aphrodite is extraordinarily promising in terms of competitive.
Can we talk about, while you're talking about Poseidon, like, so I'm looking at the art for the new Foamy too, and obviously Aphrodite, the goddess of love here, like, why are both the water divines like the most attractive people on the damn planet? Like, they were just like, hey, have you ever been attracted to a piece of cardboard before? How about now? It's like, oh, wow, that's Poseidon, you're a handsome man. Aphrodite's a handsome woman. Oh boy.
And now we know why Sam plays the water deck.
I got it. Yeah. Gooner power activated.
Okay, alright.
I thought he was saying that about Foamy itself.
That's what water players call it. I gotta go make a Foamy.
Change your name from Sam to
In his jorts.
Oh, quick, Tim, get us out of here.
Well, I'll get you out of here with a card that I briefly skipped over here. We got Babloon, Champion of Aphrodite. It's a 2/1/1 water that says you can discard this Babloon and expend a water in order to enchant up to 2 water from your Underworld and or Spirit deck to a water card on your field.
We've been over this. This card is
The Shattered Stars has been legal for constructed play, so like.
You sure you don't want to add any more? I
This card
was going to
is-
cede this my entire time to you to let you praise the Babloon if you
Yeah,
wanted.
this card.
Babloon is a very, very good card. Nothing else needs to be said about it. If you play water, you play it.
And it makes the
Babloon.
old Baboon playable
Fine.
with Aphrodite. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Fine.
Do the card.
Well, it was nice seeing you guys. We have come to a disagreement of morals.
It's fine.
Coastalith, Champion of Aphrodite. It is a 3/5 2 water that says this Coastalith can be normal cast with 2 water if your Aphrodite is enchanted. You can discard a water card in order to draw a card. If the card you discarded was Coastalith, you may draw an additional card. Draw a card
Upon
good.
agreed.
Draw a card good. Draw a card good enough.
So, again,
With
shouting
the
out.
cracking, you can return the Coastalith to your hand by expending 1, and then you discard it to draw 2, so you pot agreed every turn. But that
I
requires 2/2 drops.
I
Which
really
two
like
so
using
far?
3 slots in my deck and expending 3 spirits to play a Nectar of the Gods with an Ass
Yeah.
Rabbit on the board, essentially.
So, shout out MBT, who another content creator doing Elestrals stuff. Is when he did his review of the set, he was super excited about this Coastalith, and I think it's probably the only thing in his review that I disagreed with. I don't think this card's good enough. I think it sees 0 play. Maybe it winds up at some point, because again, as we get more water cards like this who have evergreen effects will always just get better. Maybe someday we'll get water guys that want to be discarded to do a thing, and this card is nuts. But that doesn't exist right now, so
No.
he can go.
Yeah, I genuinely feel like I'm gonna play a 2-drop with a 5 defense, which there's a lot of cards, even in this set, that are 1-drop with 5 defense, and then I'm going to discard a card in my hand and expend another card to draw 2 cards, maybe.
Yeah, because you could just get gazed or poison nectar.
Yeah, it feels really bad, and that can get negated. Whereas, like, just play Nectar of the Gods. Honestly, just play Nectar. Now, there, like you said, in the future, once water cards need to get discarded, or for some reason, Coastalith just, we could always be proven wrong, but I don't like this. I think it's just another one of the champion liths that's going to get thrown to the side, and because it just isn't good, it's going to go into the collection binder and stay there.
Yep, agreed.
Rip Coastalith. Next up, Aphoros, Champion of Aphrodite, a 4/2/1 water that says this Aphoros can be special cast from your hand with water if you control an Aphoros and you did not special cast an Aphoros this turn. While there are 2 or more Aphoros on your field, they'll have a base attack of 5.
This card's busted.
Couple that here.
But only because I know of the...
Yep, couple that with.
the
We'll
next
talk
card.
about Magnaros, Champion of Aphrodite, into our Thunder element, a 3/3 that says, when you cast this Magnaros, you can search your deck for an Aphoros or an Aphrodite Soulmates and add it to your hand. While this Magnaros is enchanted, it also counts as Aphoros.
This is my
That's why
favorite
that's
2-card
busted.
combo in the whole set.
This is what...
Yeah.
This is exactly what Justin is planning on playing. Is Sharks. Watch out, Yu-Gi-Oh! Elestrals has the best Sharks deck now. For real. This is going to be a very, very cool deck.
This was something I missed on my first breeze through of the set, looking for what I wanted to build.
These guys are so good.
And I believe it was Dymax that was playing a variant that was just all in on these guys and had said something to the effect of it's just Viscerous, but you didn't have to connect in battle first. I'm like, oh shit, it is. This just pumps out a pair of 5 beaters out of nowhere.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I tend to agree. That's my 5 cents. Next up,
Speaking
Ampup,
out of nowhere.
Champion of Zeus. Ampup is a 4/2/1 Thunder that says you can expend a Thunder and discard an Ampup in order to special ascend this Ampup to Lycavolt from your hand or deck. And our Lycavolt, Champion of Zeus, says 7/3/2 Thunder. You can target an Elestral. Until the next turn, give it -2 strength, and when that Elestral has 0 strength, you must destroy it. While Zeus is enchanted, this Lycavolt cannot be targeted by Divine Runes effects.
Strength is attack for those playing Elestrals at home.
Correct.
These are insane.
Tim, if you could read us old original Amp Up real quick.
Yeah, I was about to ask if there's another amp up in the game and if it's good.
There is.
Old amp up is why this is good.
It is a 3/3/1 Thunder that says you can expend a Thunder and discard this Amp Up in order to search your deck for up to 2 Amp Up and add them to your hand.
Right
Guess
to your
how
hand.
fun that is to play.
Right to your hand, Tim? And then you do it again and you find a bunch of these new ones, and then you just immediately send them all into Lego. What?
So you're telling me I can go OG, search out OG, new one, OG, search out OG, new one, reveal or discard, like, I don't know. OG. You OG, find the last OG and the last new one, and then you discard the OG and you get like a bolt.
Yeah, you can do it so that you wind up with a bunch of them in your underworld, the one that in play that turns into a Lycavolt. You wind up with a 4/2 in hand and another one floating around in your deck if you want, that you just might be able to do it again. Tim, if you could, can you read us the old Lycavolt too? Because there's something I want to bring up here about him.
Our old Lycavolt is a 6/3 double Thunder that says this Lycavolt gets +2 attack for each Amp Up in your underworld. When this Lycavolt destroys an opponent's Celestial in battle, you can look at that opponent's hand and discard a card from it.
You
Yeah,
can
that guy's gonna be insanely
easily
huge.
get this guy to +6, +8, +10.
Yeah.
This guy can run over a Pentair.
And it's easy.
Oh, boy.
It's makeable by one card.
Not only can it run over a Pentair, it can run over a Pentair and then take a card out of the hand for their insolence of putting a Kaiju into play.
By one card.
Yeah, with one card.
That
yeah,
is-
it costs you a bunch of spirits to mill, discard all the guys away to do it, but like with
No.
one card, one summon.
Do you think this goes in the Sharks deck?
That's how I have it built currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So I just want to say, from my Yu-Gi-Oh experience, I will tell you this: old Amp Up functions exactly like Thunder Dragon.
Yeah.
Thunder Dragon never got a card that treated its name as Thunder Dragon because
Because
you
this
know
would
the
happen.
3-of rule
Yeah.
in Yu-Gi-Oh. They've modernized that by saying this card name becomes this while in the hand, deck, field, or graveyard. Thunder Dragon never got one of those. This new Amp Up is one of those, and I would say there's a reason Thunder Dragon never got a new card that you could search out with it, because searching 2 cards for one is just inherently good.
I will say in playtesting that deck, the 2 Sharks plus this engine,
It's scary.
is incredibly good. Again, we'll talk about that more in best decks, early decks, etc. But it did surprisingly struggle with, because both of those Lycavolts, even if you have a Mount Olympus in play, are a little fragile defensively. They are outable, and then your deck kind of just you devolve into playing this weird variant of 5s where you're like, I need to find the Thunder one so that I can get the Water one so I can spit 2 5s into play. Otherwise, my deck doesn't do a whole lot. And because you're something that anybody who sees these cards and thinks, oh, this looks like a lot of fun, it is fun, and if you decide you want to build it, something to really keep in mind, old Amp Up, you're discarding him to get new Amp Ups, etc. Those aren't Elestrals. It's an Elestral, but you should not be counting it as one of the Elestrals in your deck. You should still have 18 to 22 Elestrals minus those, because you're never going to ever use them as an Elestral.
Mhm.
And I've seen people post like preliminary builds of this deck that have like, oh, because you can just search stuff up, you can get away with only playing 17 Elestrals and 6 of them are Amp Ups. I'm like, bro, you're playing 10 dudes and 3 of them are Ascensions. What are you talking about? You have 6 summonable guys in your deck.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, just something to be wary of and be thoughtful of.
But good.
But yeah, it is good, and I would expect that you should prepare to see some of it at least floating around at the bare minimum at league level.
Yeah, I kind of look at these cards like I look at like the Navi line. That's just how I feel about them.
Mhm.
It's outable, but then again, this is a build around.
So this is a build around. I see the comparison where like one just generates the other one so quickly. For me, I think having played Nobby a lot in the last format, what the difference is that Nobby breaks boards. This guy presents the one big guy that they have to break.
No, yeah. No, I'm not saying that they're the same thing. I'm saying that's how I kind of categorize them.
When we get to Royal Otto, by the way, again, a card we're going to have a lot to talk about, I think. New Luggable. Dead on sight. So,
yeah.
If that deck is good, this deck is better.
Yeah, and in my limited amount of testing with it past couple of nights, just from a fun standpoint, it was just felt good to kind of do the thing and go through the deck and summon some multiple guys and do another thing.
Great.
X
That's
or
a
current
part of card
Yu-Gi-Oh
games.
players,
Yeah.
this is the deck you currently want to build.
Yeah.
You get Thunder Dragon, but you get to search
You
something
get
other
to, you
than
get
Thunder
to
Dragon.
feel the Yu-Gi-Oh feel of this card finds this card, finds this card, finds this card. Boom, big thing came out of it.
All right, up next here we have Spark It, Champion of Zeus. It's a 2/1 Thunder that says, when you cast this Spark It, you can search your deck for a Zeus or a Zeus's Call and add it to your hand. We also have Gatabolt, Champion of Zeus. It's a 9/3 2 Thunder that says, when you cast Zeus or a Thunder Invoke rune, you can special cast a 1-Spirit Thunder Celestial from your hand. While you have 5 or more Enchanting Thunder on your field, this Gatorbolt cannot be targeted by your opponent's Invoke runes. There's no Thunder, it is a Gatobolt.
Gatable.
Gato.
Gatobolt.
Like cat in Spanish. Like gato. Gato bolt.
No,
And you also called it
No.
Gator bolt.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, nowhere. Here's the thing. Tim can mispronounce Gatabolt all he wants because I don't think that card is particularly something I need to be talking a whole lot about.
Nope.
Sparkin, however, maybe.
Spark is cool. So Tyler was Wheels has been talking about this. Saying like
Our champion of Zeus player at our local is super
Alright.
trounced about this, I'm sure.
Yeah, the local Thunder.
Was Spark It
local Thunder
the original Vanguard guy
Yes.
for
Yeah.
the first thing? Okay.
Yeah, this is
So-
the third copy of Sparkit in the game.
I wasn't playing
Yeah.
at that time, so I just heard legend.
Hey,
of
we have
Spark It.
3 foamies too.
We do now, yeah, with the 2 in the set.
Yeah.
Had to make a quick catch up.
3 foamies and 3 capitals.
Alright.
But yeah, no, this is cool solely because you have a Searcher for Zeus that is a Thunder card and is not a Solar card. And also, you can search Zeus's Call now, which very much so changes the Zeus build, in my opinion.
Why this little guy might be so good, though, maybe, is it does enable the gigantic Voltempest, Champion of Zeus, to drop.
Yes.
It's a little guy, you find your Zeus, now I have Zeus, and he's a champion that dies. Uh-oh, big dude.
No, this
So
is
your
exactly
opponent
what
will be
Wheels has
so
been saying.
terrified. Like, you just slam this guy in defense mode, you go find your Zeus, and then you just put the Zeus into play. And they're like, why? I don't have any... Uh-oh. I can't kill that now. That cat has to live forever because he's got the giant griffin in his hand. Oh, no.
And then you just slowly work your way up, just like, oh, just special cast a Griffuse or whatever. Like, we're good.
You know that scene from Family Guy where Peter's trying to figure out his name and he sees a P and then someone crying and then he just sees a griffin flying through the room? That's that's Voltempest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
The Yu-Gi-Oh players have called it Gorers. The boogeyman of Thunder just got a new thing to make him scary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
That has not
noteworthy.
has not seen a lot of waves, specifically the champion stuff in Thunder. Like, dedicated mono Thunder has been good, but it doesn't play any of that stuff. And I think it's because that stuff is easy enough to... That Voltempest specifically is just easy enough to play around. This guy just gives you another thing that they have to now figure out how to play around.
Yeah.
If they
Okay,
want
but
to
what
go
if
with
what if we got Gigantic Brain and we enraged their Elestrals?
Well, that
Yeah.
specifically, yeah.
Alright, next up we have Fun Glow Charged, a 2/1 1 Thunder Elestral that says, this Fun Glow can be special cast from your hand with Thunder if Thunderstorm Supercell is enchanted, or if you cast Thunderstorm this turn. We also have Bronze Glow Supercharged, a 6/4 2 Thunder that says, you can force an opponent to expend Omni for each Fun Glow on your field. While Thunderstorm Supercell is enchanted, your Fun Glow and Bronze Glow get +2 attack.
Can I ask, actually, Tim, can I ask you to go out of order and scroll it down to the Thunderstorm Supercell?
Sure, let's talk about
just because
Thunderstorm.
it is the only, I believe, Thunder rune in the set, and it goes specifically with these guys. So.
Yeah, so let's talk about that now. Thunderstorm Supercell is a 1 Thunder Stadium rune that says when a player casts, you proud of me? I got Stadium set right away. When a player casts Thunderstorm or an Elestral with an effect that mentions Thunderstorm, you can return Thunder from your Underworld to your Spirit deck.
Anybody want to go, or I'll go?
I appreciate what they're doing with the mushrooms. I like that the thing of mushrooms is spam out the little mushrooms with a big host mushroom.
What was Funglow charged with?
Electricity.
Murder.
Lightning from the Supercell Thunderstorm.
Various
This deck-
tax fraud fines.
Check this out.
I just appreciate
This deck is not good. It's cope. It's a trick. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You will lose a game to it at some point, but don't do it. It's bad. In fact, I'll go out and say this. It's better than Arachne's Lair Spiders. Yeah, I said it. Spiders players come from me in the comments. However, it's still not good enough. A stadium that gives you a cool effect, but makes you play a bunch of little bunk guys that don't do crap to help you win the game. Deck not good. Spiders 2.0 bad, even if the mushrooms are way cooler. Little fun glow, nifty, but like, yeah.
To be fair,
It's
Titanic
cool.
Strike does mention Thunderstorm.
Players.
To be fair, Titanic Strike mentions Thunderstorm.
Titanic Strike does. I mean, Thunderstorm obviously does. Like there are a pile of really good cards that you can put in this deck. I was really jonesed. My first TP pack that I won for this current series had a foil Supercell in it, and I'm like, I kind of want to build this. I really like these little fungal guys, and we're going to get a promo one at Kissimmee. Like, okay, cool. So I jammed all the things that said Thunderstorm together, and like, you just, cool, I'm getting this little refund every time I play one of these crappy cards. Like, look, it was free. I played a guy and it was basically free. But you're just not progressing your board state to a point where you're actually doing anything. You know what it felt like? You know when you're winning a game and your opponent top decks a card and they go, Ambrosia. You go, that's fine. That card doesn't do anything to my board. I'll just chew those spirits up on you over the next turn and a half. Like, good top deck. Like,
And then they return to Teratlus, and you're like,
well, sure. There are exceptions.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're drawing Ambrosia is really good. But my point is, like, there are a bunch of times your opponent draws an Ambrosia late, and you're like, I am so happy you drew that instead of an actual card that impacts my board. This whole deck felt like you were on the other end of that the whole game. You were just like, you can't kill me. I'm continuing to get stuff back. Are you ever going to win? Never. I'm never going to be able to win. But it's going to take you 20,000 turns to kill me.
yeah.
I think I remember playing against something like that at some point in the past year or two.
Yeah. Sam's been rocking up with Majesty for a long. Had been rocking with Majesty for a long time. So,
Like,
I just started putting my mind towards a win condition not too long ago.
we appreciate that you have finally added a win condition to the deck.
The one missing.
Hey, Jeff,
you've
wins
cracked
is
the code,
awesome.
Sam. Try to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what this deck doesn't
one
have?
aspect of the deck at a time, too.
And if anyone has anything else to add on the mushrooms, I think that's it. Its win condition is not good enough to justify all the little crappy guys, despite the fact that Supercell is a good card.
If you saw a Funglow in real life, would you eat it?
I would hug him. He looks so huggable.
Alright, we can move on.
Alright.
For me, I mean,
No, that's the thing. I just
I mean,
appreciate
Is he the kind of mushroom that'll, like, make my tummy full, make me die, or make me see God? Because, like... Anyway,
Probably
moving right along.
Probably make you see God. Not
I think it's hallucination.
To be
This guy
honest,
looks like a
this
hallucinogenic
is
mushroom
one of
I've
those
ever seen.
one-off mushrooms that resuscitates you when you are already dead.
Oh, I see. It makes me see God, then it kills me, and then it resuscitates me with a full tummy. Sweet.
Yep, and it gives you
All
a Diet Coke at the end.
Here you go, pal. Thanks.
That wraps up our Thunder section here, moving into Wind. We've got Peliquarius, Champion of Aphrodite. It's a 3/4/1 win that says you can Nexus a water. When you do, you can special ascend the receiving Elestral to a water or wind Elestral from your hand. While this Peliquarius is enchanted, it also counts as a water Elestral.
Alright, I don't care what anybody else is going to say. This card's nuts.
I like it.
This card's awesome.
I like it.
I'm willing to be schooled. I'm not impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
So I don't want to say like this card's going to run a meta. I don't think it's going to run a meta. It's really, really cool. I mean, this is the first time that we're seeing like special ascend to a Elestral from your hand. As long as it's these. Like, that's really cool.
Here's the thing. It's not, though. And that's why I think this card is bad. Tower of Winds exists and sees 0 play. Tower of Winds is an invoke that says Nexus a wind to a wind guy, ascend it to any wind guy from your hand.
But might I
This
say
is
this?
a guide.
Might I say this?
I think that makes it worse if it's a guy. Because
Because it counts itself. Tower of Winds doesn't count as its own guy. You can, if you played this in the Poseidon deck, this is just another.
No, you played in the Aphrodite deck because you go
True, you
turn
do.
1 Old Peliquarius, search out Foamy Champ of Aphrodite, search out Aphrodite, and then Aphrodite searches out this for next turn.
I think it's interesting. I think you're both coping.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying you can get to this off of 1 card that already would see play, whereas Tower of Winds is a bad card.
Tower of Winds gonna get banned someday.
I hope so.
Like it's going to get banned someday.
I
That
hope
card
so.
is a top 5.
I'll eat my words.
This card is the
but,
most
like,
abusable thing not being abused candidate. But
No, that's fair.
I like this.
still.
dual colored, like effectively because you're nexusing water and it's a wind. And I get that those play well together, but yeah, I don't see it.
Just because they
I
play well
think-
together, that's kind of why I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, they designed it to go with the elements that work together, but I don't know. There's something about it with the, counting as a water. There's something there, maybe not this set, but just being able to. I like the whole counts as a X thing when it's not kind of mechanic.
Totally willing to be wrong on it in the future. Yeah, I think future-proof wise, this card reads like it could do something. I don't see it now.
I think it makes Caprigol Champion of Poseidon not as bad as you guys think.
Nope, Tadpuff's better to do what this guy does.
I'm looking at this as extra copies of Tadpuff, though.
Yeah,
That's
you
kinda
got
how
some
I'm seeing
copies of Tadpuff. You're already playing guys that you're only using to ascend into stuff.
Well,
I don't know.
The difference here is this is a 3/4 that you like. It's a 3/4 that just can grow really big. It can unbrick your hand in theory. I think this card's
Would
a
you?
lot better than
I've
you're
done
giving
zero
it credit
playtesting
for.
I was
with
gonna
it
say, would you
because
say
I have
Warren's
not-
testing Gatsby, or just you dead on it? Right? Are you DOA on it?
I've done zero with it because I was DOA on it. Sam's point on it, that one card finds itself with Aphrodite to do that. It is interesting. Feels like too many hoops to me. I'm still out. I'm happy. I hope somebody who is very upset by that take gets in the comments and tells me all about how I'm wrong and then does something with it. It's a cool card.
Yeah.
I'm not sold.
I genuinely think it's a good card. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna run a meta. I think it's just gonna be a cool card.
Alright, more to come on that. So, next up, P-Gus, Champion of Aeolus. It's
Cutest card in the set.
I love
It
original
is.
P-Gus, so. 2/3/1 win that says when you cast Tornado or Hurricane, you can special ascend this P-Gus to Follicane from your hand or deck. Then we've got Follicane, Champion of Aeolus. It's a 7/3/2 win that says you can nexus up to 3 wind from your Aeolus to this Follicane. When you do, you can target cards on the field up to the number of wind it receives this way and return them to the hand.
Listen, if you want to cope over a totally average to below average wind card, these are the ones to do it with. These guys are cope, but they might be really cool.
The thing
P-Gus
is, it gets
wearing
original
glasses?
Follicane.
No, it's just
Are those his things?
those are his eyes.
Okay.
How his eyes look.
Well, the around.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was wearing glasses.
P-Gus is the librarian bird, and always has been, and always will.
Yeah, keep it quiet.
Okay?
Shush it down.
Destroys the wounds, so you can't be loud. Anyways, I think going into the older Fowlicane is actually probably a pretty good strategy with us.
Oh, I think
Isn't
so.
the old
Yeah.
Fowlicane?
I'm just going to ask if there was an old one.
There is. It's
7/3,
good.
2
Yes.
win that says you can expend win in order to destroy all runes, or expend 2 win in order to destroy each of your opponent's runes.
That's insane.
So that card's insane. Again, we've talked about that's been on my top 5 cards that should get abused.
It's the first did that ever see play?
It won one premiere. I
Was it one of the
believe.
Luminroos that did it with?
No, I believe it was Soren Plays off the top of my head. Please forgive me if it was not. If it was you, and I'm miscrediting. But I believe it was Soren Plays. And that was. There was actually both the Elestrals and Caster's Corner, I believe, put out videos that were effectively like, don't do it. It's a trick. This was the perfect meta call for this event, and it's gonna not work if you try it again. Old Fowlicane is incredible. That 3 defense is tough. Same with the new one, same stat line of 7/3. I'll go on record as saying I think while I think the old one is the better stable, more efficient card, the new one does read bounce 3 of their cards, beat for 5.
No,
Like-
yeah, it's insane.
Again, I think it's cope. But if you're gonna cope, coping into this new Fowlicane might not be the worst thing to try to cheese a quick 10 damage on somebody with.
This one's cool. It's just you have to play like Tornado, and Hurricane's limited to 1 unless there's a new Hurricane in here. So
I have a deck list for it that hasn't gotten playtest yet because I have too many other decks I'm trying to playtest, and I think this one's cope. I don't think you actually play Little P-Gust with the Hurricane Tornado try to get into him. I think you're playing the Aeolus searches Galaxer, puts that into play for free, hard ascend into Fowlicane auto Nexus.
yeah,
So I think that's the way to do it if you're
hits
gonna
for
do it.
4 then, in theory.
Does it?
Yeah, because you can only put 4 on where Aeolus and it's detached 2.
Aeolus is for some reason a divine rune that allows you to put a 5th on him. He allows you to enchant up to 4 additional. Don't know why, but he breaks. He's
that's
the only
real.
divine.
Yeah. But and then he detaches 2.
Detaches too, so he's got
Yeah,
3. You would kill him in the process to do that.
Yeah.
But you would
Disenchant 2.
you could in theory play an Aeolus, go all in for 5 on it, disenchant, get Galaxer from deck. Galaxer's effect says I'm gonna search my Aeolus, special summon me, plop onto the field, hard ascend, hard Nexus, bounce 3 cards off your board, beat it for 5. Again, I think it's cope. However, that line, probably fine.
Yeah.
I think what you have to do around that is make sure you're playing hyper efficient good things, because this is your I'm gonna do the silly thing. The problem that falls to is you either need to be playing the Hydrate Penterror line in the deck to be able to get over big shit, or just agree that your deck folds to big shit and you have to bounce it and hope that that's enough that they can't resummon it.
Yeah.
You're all talking about
does
this.
target,
I'm just
so-
still looking at this old Fowlicane because, like I said, I
Top,
played
top
that
5 card
Man,
Fowlicane that
that
needs to
didn't
be
take
used.
off.
No, never saw play.
Eddie, except for the one.
Again, one weekend, a premiere. It took down a premiere. That card is good.
It's one of those cards, like you all said before, just reads insane.
It existed.
And 7/3.
It existed 2? Yeah, 3 sets before Hurricane existed.
I assume Gaze and all that was in the game.
Yeah, those were all in. But
Gorgon's Gaze is base set stuff.
Yeah.
Those came in starter decks.
yeah, but I mean 3 sets before Hurricane existed. Hurricane existed on the dude.
Yeah, I know. Man, that's a cool card.
One-sided Hurricane existed.
One-sided.
Harpy's
no,
Feather Duster.
better than that because it's all runes, not face down runes.
Yeah.
Fowlicane just doesn't care if your shit's face up or face down.
Yeah, like I said, we've had Duster and Heavy Storm on the same card since set 1.
Yeah, Fowlicane. Really good. I think both are really good. I'm afraid that deck is cope. Admittedly, have not gotten to give it the due diligence that it deserves in playtesting because I've had too many other things I'm testing.
Next up, we've got Findus, Champion of Aeolus. It's a 1/6, 1 win that says Wind that you use to play runes and that are enchanting cards on your field are also treated as solar.
Earth. Definitely Earth.
I was close. I was 70% confident about that.
Isn't it?
When this Fin Dust receives 2 or more Earth, you can special cast a Fin Dust or Hybufin from your hand or deck. You got Hybufin, Champion of Aeolus, is a 7/4, 1 Wind, 1 Earth that says your Aeolus' effects can also find Earth Invoke runes.
Like Earthquake?
When you cast an Earth Invoke rune, when you cast an Earth rune, you can target up to 3 Omni in your underworld. Return them to your spirit deck or enchant them to your Aeolus. This effect can be activated only twice each turn. Again, great name, Hybufin.
Oh, he sure is.
Coca-Cola? I think it's Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I think you just Galaxy Champ this and move on.
Yeah, I mean, that by the way, the Galaxy Champ also just absolutely, like, tears apart the Follicate stuff, too.
Oh yeah.
Again, we don't play a card just because another card beats it, but, like...
When you lose to
you
Eddie
you need
and Galaxy Champ, it's
be
fine.
prepared to deal with that if you're playing these types of decks. The Fin Dust effect is cool. I think it's really cool that they're putting effects like that in the game. The Hybufin effect is fucking absurd, but it kind of requires you to, like, be in this very niche selection of cards. Again, willing to be wrong, but I don't think those cards play well enough together that even sticking a free Ambrosia on all of my Earth invokes is good enough.
Even with activate twice a turn?
Yeah, So hear me out. That's on there because in playtesting, they figured out that if it's unlimited, it's a problem. Cards don't get those qualifiers unless in R&D they figured out, hey guys, if we don't put a qualifier in it, this is what happens. So, I am, again, willing to be wrong on this. I know there's a bunch of content creators have talked about, like, you know, there's a couple of decks that people are not talking about that are also actually really good. Maybe it's this one. Like I said, I have glanced over this one as DOA.
I mean,
if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong in a big way because there's no middle ground here. If this is good, it's real good.
I mean, it makes it so your Aeolus can find. Was it Cornucopia? That's a.
Finds Cornucopia. It finds Earthquake.
It finds Earthquake.
The new Sisyphus's Boulder. If you want to get recycling guys.
There's something else.
There's a lot of good. You know. Oh, it finds. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Ambrosia Cornucopia.
It's just invoke runes, right? So, doesn't find Dionysus Madness or Dionysus, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But, and this is the other problem, just you know, to get to this effect that we're talking about, this Hybufin, whose effect is so good, you do kind of have to jump through some hoops with your Fin Dust to get there. Whose effect is fine? And he's got a 6 defense, which is nothing you should sneer at. Like, that card has some survivability, but, like, I feel like you're kind of jumping through little hoops.
Is that a receives 2 total the second one, or receives 2 in 1 receive action?
When this Fin Dust receives 2 or more...
so when it gets the second or more is when it receives in a transaction.
Well, the thing is, the wind on it is being treated as an Earth Spirit by its own effect.
Yeah. What I'm asking though is that when it is the qualification when it gets to the second one, or it receives 2 or more at a time.
It receives 2 or more because that's what it says.
Well, I mean that's interesting though.
Sure, but it's up.
Why did they do that? That's cringe.
If it's...
Oh, see... What?
Well...
No, it has to receive 2 or more. It wouldn't say or more. It would say when this Fin Dust receives the second blah blah blah. No, this is one effect. It has to receive them at the same time.
Probably. I mean, you're
it's how it's working.
You're assuming the intention.
Yeah,
we
but,
don't know.
But here's the
I
problem.
would probably say 2. I was just asking the question.
Here's the thing, though. It also does specifically call out that you can summon special cast another Fin Dust with it. If you ascend onto the top, it receives all those spirits at the same time. So,
yeah,
you could, in theory, ascend this initial Fin Dust over something and just trigger all the shit all at once.
You could. You could. I thought you were getting at for a second is when you special cast the Findas to go again, but you can't special.
No, yeah, you can't go again. But my point is simply like that. That is almost intentionally trying to show you, like, hey, don't forget that you can ascend with Findust.
We also just can't go like we can't not talk about how this guy is a 1/6.
Again, the 6 defense is a big deal. For me, I think this deck. The reason I think this deck is DOA, despite having some powerful effects written on these cards, is that there's only so much space in the meta.
Yeah.
And these
I
are
agree with you. I'm not like super
difficult.
excited for them.
These are tricky, and even if you get Bean Soldier, best player in the world, piloting something like this, I think it's still you're gonna find where he's like, yeah, this deck is tricky to make it do what I want it to do, as compared to other decks that have a quasi similar top end that just kind of do them by, I don't know, putting a stadium in playing Hibernation. Like,
yeah. I think we could probably move on.
Like I said, I think they're DOA not because they're not good cards, and again, someday, because we'll keep printing, Earth Invoke cards and cards that can add Earths to stuff to proc Findust. Someday, big problem, but I don't think there's enough room in the meta for them yet.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we've got one of our Liths here, Aviolith, Champion of Hermes, a 1/7/2 wind. That says, this Aviolith can be normal cast with double wind if your Hermes is enchanted. When this Aviolith is sent to your underworld from the field, or with Hermes effect, you can return up to 4 wind from your underworld to your spirit deck, or enchant those spirits to your Hermes. Do we have a good Lith yet?
If you're going to get excited about a Lith, this is probably the one that you should be excited about. The Hermes players, the Hermes deck looks like it could be really good. This is going to be your sneaky one of, or that's about it, honestly. I think if you're playing
full Hermes, I think you can build around this.
Do you?
Again, so I no actual playtesting in with the Hermes deck. Again, prioritizing other things. This card is easily the best champion Lith we've had.
Is this what gets power
easily.
wins ban?
Could be.
Yeah.
Sure could be. I can neither confirm nor deny it.
Yeah, no, Win 2 drop is pretty good. That's actually so
we're talking like the Spine Imp combo. This card just fixes that. And that card was already good. That combo was already really good.
And Hermes also has, by the way, Carrion in it. So it has a put Hermes in play, get a free guy into play combo, same as Aeolus. So even if you're you can go play Aeolus, play this guy as your normal cast, get another free beater into play, or get the Spine of combo going, or drop a carry off into your grave and kill something. Getting 4 back onto your guy is nuts, or to your spirit deck obviously is better than Ambrosia, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is also when it's sent to your underworld from your field. You could just ascend over this and heal 4. This just turns everybody into a heal guy, and I think it's really cool. But yeah, this is probably the Lith that you're gonna want to be excited about.
Yeah, this is easily the best champion Lith we've had.
Oh yeah, easily.
And I think, Sam, you're right. Again, this is another card that just is another block on the way to making Tower Winds be a problem at some point.
Yeah.
Whether you're using it as the final stage and just healing a pile, or you're using it as a stepping stone for a Flamemoth or something real nuts. Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. Next up, we've got Nemasail, a 2/2 1-win that says, when you cast a rune with wind, you can return wind from your underworld to your spirit deck. You can disenchant water from this Nemasail in order to special send it to Terrasail from your hand or deck. We have Terrasail, that's a 4/3 1-wind 1-water that says all wind or water enchanted Elestrals get +3 attack, cannot be targeted by your opponent's divine rune effects, and cannot be returned to the hand by opponent's card effects.
There you go, Majesty's fixed.
Dang. That's pretty good.
Majesty is super fixed.
Is it though?
No, this card's cope. That's so cope. It's very interesting. This effect reads like it's insane, but God forbid this thing gets suppressed.
Well, they can't target it with their divine rune effects.
Dense fog exists.
I
mean, nobody's playing it, but like
Workings exists too, but like, I mean, the point is simply like,
yeah,
what are we doing with these guys?
yeah.
It's
It's just all it is.
Yeah.
It's another building block that this guy is installing the pool that hangs over the edge of your skyscraper. That's what That's what he is. You're already winning.
Yeah. These guys read very win more, and they read like they could be a problem in the future, sure, but I don't. They're just another card that's going to get lost in the shuffle of things. Old Follicane, we were just talking about how insane that card reads and how good it should be, and this is a card that just like feels destined to be lost into the the piles of bulk commons and uncommons. And
You know what this is going to be? This is going to be your limited format hero.
yeah, if there's a limited
Because you
format
can't
that actually
date
makes
them
this
in
spring
raging.
up.
There's tons that are going to be like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys. This will be one.
Alright, so that's the end of our wind here. We'll move on to frost, and near and dear to my heart, we got some Ursas coming up here. Starting off with Ursicle, Champion of Keone. It's a 3/4 1 frost that says, when you cast this Ursicle, you can search your deck for a Keone or a Keone's Frostbite and add it to your hand.
It's going to be played in the Keone deck.
We've also got Abominursa, Champion
We're
of
doing the
Keone.
whole thing.
It's a 4/1 1 frost that says, when this Abominursa destroys an Elestral in battle, you can nexus a frost from your Keone to it. When you do, you can special ascend this Abominursa to Glaciersa from your hand or deck. And finally, our Glaciersa, Champion of Keone, a 13/4 3 frost that says, when this Glaciersa destroys an opponent's Elestral in battle, they must also expend Omni equal to the number of spirits enchanting each Keone on your field. Bears go Burr.
I don't know how to feel about the Glaciersa, but Abominursa and Ursicle seem really good.
Bears go Burr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because Ursicle can search Frostbite, which is one of the... We'll get to that.
Frostbite's okay.
We'll get to that.
I think the fact that it searches Keone, which enables your Abominursa to free slide into Glaciersa, the Keones obviously recycle your original Ursicles.
And the Abominursa.
And the Abominursa if you're so inclined.
Yeah.
This one is knobby. It's knob bears.
These
Abominursa into Glaciersa is just frost knobby, and I really like that.
So,
Though you do need a Keone for it, so it's gonna be a little inconsistent.
But you can search Keone.
so you need Keone, but you can search it.
This is searchable off of Ursicle.
Correct.
That's right. And again, the Keone serves purpose in the deck at being able to resurface some of your, recycle some of your guys that are good, especially if you're trying to do the, if you're playing like the Cryoling Carvern package in it too. I think Keone was underexplored in Frost. I don't think it's good, quote, but I think in a deck that is playing a bunch of things that can all take advantage of it, it can absolutely be an all-star, and I really think, again, Bears was arguably the best deck last.
It gets around the incoming Ursicle ban.
Well,
The Ursicle
yeah, I mean,
limitation.
here's the thing. Bears was arguably the best deck last format. I don't think we'll see an Ursicle ban, because I feel like they would have done it already with Kissimmee coming up so close.
I think if anything, Hibernation should be at 1.
Oh,
Or even 0, to be honest.
It's Ursicle to 1 is the ban if you want
Tell
to
us how you feel about Ursicle, Sam. I know you have some strong opinions on the bear.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see it go to 1 because it's like... It searches actually...
Just searching those
everything
Ursa
in the deck.
runes is just so good.
Yeah.
I'm half joking with the Keone gets around it, but yeah.
The thing about Keone is it only really had one opportunity to see play in like a high level like Frost deck, but that Frost deck was the Blizzstrix deck, which was way too spirit intensive to handle a card like Keone getting something back like Snowlit when you were already playing Rise.
Yeah, no, agree.
Yeah.
So Keone's time to shine is now because she's easily accessible to find, and
Yeah,
we're not throwing our entire spirit deck onto a bro.
This is a deck I've done some extensive playtesting with.
Seems really good.
It's Bears is still one of the best decks in the room by my estimation. I will say that most of the Bear Bomb decks were playing just one Majorsa. I got around when I was playing some of my Bear stuff trying to play two because I found you could either create the combo a second time or just hard ascend one over the other and get that same pop, which was insane. In this build, the build that I have for the Lifestream Bears, I'm playing one Majorsa to go with the Bear Bomb package, but I'm playing two Glaciers, one of each, one of the old ones, one of the new ones. Your opponent's got somebody in D, you're running through them with the giant piercing guy. If they've got someone in attack, this Glacier does a pile of damage because you have a Keone up. And that Keone just kept recycling that Abominursa, so you had to deal with it every turn. If you didn't have that combo rolling, it would just recycle the Ursicle and put that combo online.
Yeah.
And I alluded to it before, don't poke the bear. It was what made us want to start playing bears 4 sets ago? 3 sets ago? It's insane again. Because now we really care about guys summoning extra guys, killing guys in battle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You need to clear stuff.
So we'll talk about specific strengths of decks and meta more a little bit, but just briefly, do we think this is sending bears over the edge? Is it maintaining it?
I think it maintains.
I think it maintains one of its top, A tier spots on the.
Yeah, I'd say. I don't think it's going to make it insane.
Yeah, I think it brings bears back to bears.
Yep. Sure. Yes, that's correct. It's no longer just we're playing water guys and cross guys and oops a couple of bears because I play the Den and the Hibernation. But it's bears playing bears.
Yeah, Ursa Vern.
Yeah, because I
think going to phase out.
I think the Vern stuff can stay. Honestly, I think there's enough space in the deck to keep those 5 cards around.
But I mean, just like the current iteration of it.
Yeah,
I don't think
the giant water
Cryo Vern necessarily phases out.
I don't think
the
they're
deck as we know it phases out.
I don't think
becomes
they're on
something
their
new.
anymore.
We stopped calling.
I haven't been playing in our phones.
We stopped calling it Bear Bomb because it's just a bear showed up out of nowhere, and we started calling it bears again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, beers.
The bears. Next up is Catarant, Champion of Keone. It's a 2/4 1 frost that says you can foretell a 4 and send a card foretold this way to your underworld. If you sense an Iwoolie this way, you may special ascend this Catarant to that Iwoolie from your underworld. And we've got our Iwoolie, Champion of Keone, a 7/5 2 frost that says you can send the top 4 cards from your deck to your underworld. Then special cast any number of 1 Spirit Frost Elestrals sent to your underworld this way.
Alright, hello Blistrix again.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty nice value engine for Blistrix. I'm still not sure how to feel about it, though.
I would like to address the elephant in the room.
Womp womp.
Pun intended.
Is it Old Eye Woolly?
No,
Is it...
it's these cards plus Blistrix do not work.
Really?
So, I follow a lot of content creators online, do a bunch of playtesting myself, in conversations with them. We're all basically of the same agreement. It looks like it should work. It looks like it should be insane. You just jam these guys into current Blistrix packages and you just hit the high roll lottery again and again and again because who can stop it? It doesn't ever work. It is literally, I personally had, a couple dozen games in with it, and one time it committed a war crime. Catarant hit Iwoolie, hit 2 Snowlets, which turned into 2 Asprowls and a Blistrix, and it was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Literally the other 40 games, it didn't look like a deck. It looked like a pile of cards that could not function under any circumstance. And I know, again, I've watched a bunch of streams with some of the Elestrals and Caster Corner, a bunch of stuff that Swolax has done. He tried this deck a bunch of times, and maybe he's figured out a list. Every person I've seen try to put this Blistrix Catarant stuff together, it does not work. I found more success with it, literally ripping the Blistrix out of it and just playing value 1 cost Frost guys and Catarant stuff, and even that was because if they put up a 9 attacker, your deck just goes, well, that's cool. I guess you win.
What do you think's holding it back?
The fact that there's you're doing too many things. Your high roll stuff is it's so important to hit them in the right order. Anyone who has played against Blistrix or plays Blistrix, the reason it was so good initially was if you hit your things out of order, you had your Rise from the Ashes, just brings it right back. Oh, my Snowlet Milda Blistrix, good. In this deck, because we're lacking that ability to recur these things at a whim, when you hit them in the wrong order, it doesn't do anything. And because there's so many cards that require you to hit them in the right order, the whole deck doesn't do anything. That's my hot take. We will talk about it more on overhyped stuff. This deck does not work, period.
Alright. What would it need to work?
I don't know. I think it needs some sort of custom card that bridges the gap, because despite the fact that these cards read like they belong in Blistrix, like you read Canner and you think, oh, I can send Cedar Sword with him. That's a free summon. Doesn't matter. You just wind up with Cedar Swords in your hand instead of Canner never finds them. My Canner's going to hit this Eye Woolly, and then he's going to hit the... Nope. My Snowlet's going to find Aspral. No, it finds Cataracts now instead of Asprals. It finds Eye Woolies now instead of Asprals. Like, it is... There are just so many things, so many bricks that are clogging up what you're doing that I don't think there is... And if I'm wrong, this will be the best deck in the meta and it won't be close. If somebody figures out everyone who is right these things, this goes in Blistrix and this is insane. I think, from my testing, and testing of a bunch of people who do a lot of testing, conversations with them, watching their streams, it just doesn't work, and it's because there's just too many bricks that don't do anything unless you're doing it the right way, and you never get to do it the right way.
So it's basically like you've got the one-way street of Blistrix and then the one-way street of Catarant. You can't go down both those roads at the same time.
The cards, yeah, it's both, and the problem is because you're filling your deck now with additional copies of Eye Woolly, which don't really yes, you can try to hard ascend into it, but like that's not how you're doing it, right? Your Catarant needs to turn into this Eye Woolly for it to be good. If that doesn't happen, now you're just like, oh, good, more bricks and dead cards in my hand that I don't get to do anything with, to go with the Cedar Swords and the Aspral and the one Blistrix that's already clogging up my hand. And then inevitably what happens is you're like, I'm going to resolve this Catarant, I'm going to get an Eye Woolly, and it flips over Gorgon's Shield, Aspral, and you're like, cool. Uh-oh, I guess this guy's just getting run over now. Like, it's... Yeah, there's just too many things that while they look like they should synergize together, they don't actually synergize.
Okay.
I mean, we can talk more about it in the deck section,
yeah.
But good because we don't want blisters running rampant again.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with nobody.
I don't need to see Blistrix again for another meta.
Wait until we talk about what some of the good decks might be.
Yeah. Next up, we got another one of our liths here. We've got Moralith, Champion of Keone, a 5/3 2 Frost that says, this Moralith can be normal cast with 2 Frost if your Keone is enchanted. When you activate your Keone's active effect, you can search your deck for a 1-Spirit Frost Elestral and send it to your Underworld.
So that turns Keone into a search?
Effectively, yep.
Yeah.
And then we've also got Enfrostrix, Champion of Keone. We've got a 3/5 Frost that says, when a Frost Elestral is returned from your Underworld to your hand with your Keone's effect, you can special cast that Elestral with Frost.
So,
more of our Underworld.
In combo, you're
reborn.
Yeah, effectively you're turning these cards in combo with Keone, turn Keone into Disenchant 1, special summon a guy from your deck.
Yeah, both these together is E-Telly.
Boy, feels like a lot of hoops to me.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it's a lot. Real quick on the lith thing. We got 3 champion liths in this set. We got 1 in Firestorm, right?
Yeah.
So they're kind of correcting the path here, so we still have 4 at the end of set 2 of Divine Champion Clock.
Yeah,
you get 2 and 2.
I would think so.
Yeah.
That makes sense that they undershot by a lith in the first set and kind of course correct.
Yeah. They're whatever.
Yeah,
These 2 cards are whatever.
Yeah.
You can just sure.
No impact.
This is
from my opinion.
This is
Actually,
this is
next
card's
card's
card
probably
to
one
get
of my
hyped
favorite
about.
cards in the set.
Yeah, this is something to get hyped about.
That card being Morfrost Chimera form.
Oh,
It's a 5/2/1 Frost that says you can discard a Morfrost in order to draw a card. Sam, you seem super excited about that.
Yeah, this card just makes the Morfrost package. It just gives it something proactive to do while putting a big guy on the board.
I think it's really good. I think it makes the Morfrost deck
Yeah,
distinctly more viable.
instead of just a.
I've seen a couple of folks trying to splash it along with the Morfrost package, and I don't know that I feel that's correct. But I think that as a 3-of in the Morfrost actual deck, it's probably something the deck desperately needed was a guy that can clear threats with its body instead of with jumping through 3 hoops to get an effect to get there.
Yeah, this card is just good. It's in Morfrost specifically. It's not just like you can't just like shove this into something.
Yeah.
But it basically all of your Morfrosts are cycle.
How many good
Like,
Morfrost
that's really
are
good.
there?
There's the Lycan form, which is like an amp up in a way.
Yeah, there's
So-
the stuff that you put into like Listrix that like thins your deck out.
So
But then there's like Terror form.
I was gonna say, are they the ones that are like they're in there just to act as fillers, or like you could play them separately by themselves?
So that small package by itself is meant to thin out your Blistric stuff, and the Bat and Scorpio form are good together. In the dedicated Morfrost deck, which it's very good at going wide, building up a bunch of little guys and getting wide on people. This guy being a 5 is kind of what's important to it, because it was something they've needed. Normally, if they run across big guys, they're having to jump through the hoops of some of their littler guys' effects to get rid of that guy. Sometimes it takes a turn or two to do so. This guy might be able to just run some stuff over. I also want to quickly note, I believe this is the only 1-drop guy in the entire set with a 5 attack stat.
Could probably find
Might
that out.
be. Yeah.
We'll get our stat department on that and find that.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. No, I think you're actually
They've kind
right
of
about
gone
that.
away from printing 5s, and this guy's got one.
So good enough to have a card, discard a card, draw a card to select your deck.
In the
in
Morfrost deck,
dedicated
it's really
Morfrost,
good, yeah.
this is one of the best cards in your deck. In other decks, doesn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, this patches up a hole with the Morfrost package.
Yeah.
Like, eating up, rather, like, getting a big guy on the board. You don't have to go out of your way to play other cards to facilitate
I am certain that Beam
So
Soldier
good.
will win an event with the Morfrost deck at some point. That's one of his babies.
Oh, yeah.
But,
This card is incredible. And it dodges Cryoblast.
yeah, because it's Frost guy.
Doesn't matter that it's a 2. Well, for Champ Galaxy, but whatever.
Yeah.
Alright. So that finishes up our Frost section here. We're getting into Solar, which, we'll talk about more, but I think might be the shining element of the set. Maybe it's gotten the most love, the most hype, but we'll see that when we get some more cards here. First, we've got Glimbat, Champion of Apollo, a 2/1 Solar that says you can expend Solar and discard this Glimbat in order to search your deck for a Temple of the Sun and add it to your hand. We also have, Novacore, Champion of Apollo, a 4/6 double Solar that says this Novacore can be normal cast with Double Thunder if Temple of the Sun is enchanted. When you cast this Novacore this way, you can destroy an Elestral.
Double
Gatsby, you look
solar,
very
right?
double Solar. Apologize. I don't like keep doing that. You seem very excited to talk about these here, so I'll throw it over to you.
Novacore is the best card in the set. There, I've planted my flag. I've said the words out loud for the internet to hear.
It's just Solar Lith, right?
It's just Solar Lith,
It's a 6/8.
whose into play effect says kill a guy.
Yeah.
Like
Temple's your standard
This-
1/1 stadium. Right?
Temple is your standard, gives all guys +1/+1 for each Solar enchanting them. So to put this guy into play with that effect, he will come out as a 6/8.
Yeah, and just pops a guy.
Just pops a dude. The Glimbat is cool because it is a guy if you're in need of a guy in a pinch. But what it really is there is just to find your stadium and not eat up your normal summon doing so.
Any Yu-Gi-Oh player knows terraforming.
Yeah, these two guys. I actually will remember. Your brother Kyle. I was away at Gen Con, and he sent me a text with just the picture of the screenshot of his phone watching the announcement video of these two cards, and it just said, "Bro, are you kidding?" and I read it, and I responded, "I didn't do it. Don't blame me." Like,
No.
this card is nuts.
I agree with you.
It's
Novacore's
great,
the best. I've had the pleasure of testing the solar deck, and oh my gosh, like these cards are insane.
Wow, I'm just reading 4, 6.
Again,
Tim, that's a
With the
6.
state.
6/8.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
Oh, Nike, you're right. Yeah.
The same.
It pops and Elestral. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
say. Wait.
Like,
So does get around non-targeting?
No, it does. It does.
Because you have to. It is.
Yeah, no, it does get around. It's
does,
non-targets. Yeah, does not target.
this card outs Chronodile.
Wow.
This card is the best card in
How many
the
foils do you got?
Very good.
We're gonna have a lot of those.
Wasn't the old Novacore
Also,
just
both of
very
these cards
good?
available in your TP4 stuff if you've been going to leagues, and available now at your friendly local game store if they ran a pre-release, and they can sell you stuff a week ahead of time. So go get them.
Go get this.
yeah, no. These are.
I also, low-key, I hate to get lost in too lost in the sauce in the weeds. I really like the art on both of these cards. I don't know why I really enjoy the overhead pan-down look on the Novacore, but I think it's super cool. And the Glimbat with another Glimbat following it out of like the mine shaft hole that they're coming out of, really like it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool.
I do like the Novacore. Right?
Ryan Cortez is the illustrator. He also, I believe, does the TP ones. Not a fan of either of the TP ones. Really like these.
Oh,
Now, if it wasn't for Novacore or Glimbat, I would say that this is one of the best solar cards in the set.
Ah, yes. The next one?
Yeah,
Corvishine, Champion of Apollo.
talk about fixing problems for one deck.
It is a 2/5/1 solar that says your effects that foretell reveal an additional 3 cards. Oh. You can shuffle your deck, then
Yeah.
you may enchant your Apollo with solar from your underworld.
Yeah, so
alright, this makes every solar card good.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. It makes
Yeah.
it makes the mill deck
So
really
it,
good.
This card in the middle deck specifically. I'm gonna go on record as saying I think this card might be overhyped as far as like the standard solar stuff.
In the middle deck.
Willing to be wrong, but it does kind of just eat up your normal summon and not do anything other than advance your later turns. It does have a 5 defense,
it's
so
a 5,
it
yeah.
can sit around. It can stick around.
Does it make your more pedestrian foretells that have been played before better?
I think that's what it's built to do,
Trying to do,
obviously,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not certain if now that we have cards like Glimbat and Novacore, and we'll get into some of the other cards in the set. Now that we have cards that are advancing the board quickly, aggressively, I'm worried that Corvishine gets lost in the shuffle. Where playing a guy in defense just so that my future turns can be better is not actually good enough. Solar can be doing something better.
So now,
But
now that Solar's
might
doing
be.
something better or different from the Foretell gimmick, they give the Foretell gimmick a custom.
That I think it's
Yeah.
that.
Now they do it.
But that's also why I'm if I'm wrong about a card not being good enough, I'm pretty sure it'll be this one.
So
I would be happy about being wrong about this card too if it doesn't see play, because if it does see play, it's understandable. Have you read it? Like,
Yeah.
It's a great card.
this makes Blind Windjin so much more viable.
Yeah.
It just does.
I call a 3 in my deck. I see a quarter of my deck.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is so funny.
Yeah, no, it's
Enchant
so
your
good.
underworld.
And then
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
if you
Apollo's just
were-
free every turn,
if you
Good
were
card,
playing
man.
the
and
cows,
you shuffle the bad cards away.
Yeah.
Cows.
yeah, if you were playing the cows at all, this just replaces your cows.
So
That's
let
it.
me throw one other name at you. Leo Bright. The crappy lion that turns into Celestleo when it's foretold.
Yeah.
It's when Celestleo is foretold. Anyway,
Yeah.
my point is like this card that was considered the crappy bit of the Celestleo line. Maybe it's good now.
Maybe. We're also not talking about this other part. Is you can just shuffle your deck
It does. It also fixes bad Apollos.
and then
Yeah.
refund the Apollo.
So
Like that's absolutely insane. So when you Apollo and you reveal 6 counter ruins, and you're like, uh-oh. You can just shuffle that away and then reform that. It's so
don't
insane.
remember how Argo got its first plays was in Solar to try effectively just to like shuffle for Apollo. Like that's really what it was for. Like, yeah, I can find the Golden Fleece and this is cool. Find the Necklace of Harmony, that's fun. But like half the time they were using it just to shuffle their bad Apollo hits away. So like, yeah, this card reads like a custom card for Foretell Solar.
Yep.
And
Yep. I think it's going to find its real home in the middle deck, though.
I think that's true. I agree completely. I think that's where it's
With the hum
most
bust,
dangerous.
with the hum bust, you attack, you foretell 7. And
Well, yeah, when we get the Royal Idol, you'll see
it's crazy.
exactly the problem why I'm worried about that.
Don't say its name, it'll summon it.
Yeah, don't say its name, it shall appear. It's going to jump head first.
Spoilers, it's going to be good.
On to one of my favorite Elestrals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Speaking
got
of good Elestrals. The
We
hits
got
keep on coming.
Sundial, a 4/1/1 solar that says, when this Sundial destroys an opponent's Elestral in battle, you can force that opponent to skip the draw phase of their turn. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
We have Nomadial, a 6/4/1 solar 1 water that says, you can discard a solar card in order to force an opponent to skip the battle phase of their next turn. But oh wait, there's more. Finally, we've got Chronodial, a 10/10 2-water 1 solar that says you can expend double solar in order to force an opponent to skip the draw phase of their next turn. When an opponent's turn begins, you can draw a card.
Uh-oh.
Oppressive line.
You can just accidentally win the game on turn 1 with Sundial.
Yeah, because somebody quits when they see this goddamn deck.
So if you ever had
I'd like to
somebody
play
like,
Elestrals, please.
so if you've ever had somebody like all of us have done it. You've kept that shaky hand because it could do something, and you will probably just draw the. You might just draw the out. Well, all of a sudden, your shaky hand turns into you getting your draw phase skipped every turn.
I don't see how it's every turn.
Well, it's not necessarily.
You run out of Elestrals.
Yeah, it's until you.
Until you run out of Elestrals and just allow them to start.
I'm not
eating
saying
it.
that's
Like,
bad though,
yeah.
because the tempo that you lost is obscene.
But
you
the
are
tempo you
behind
lost
4
might be
turns.
Unovercome.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like 4 or 5 turns of tempo. No card in the Elestrals.
You do your
is gonna get
iffy,
you
you're
back.
you don't have your
See-
back row, you're like, I'm gonna rely on my Elestrals, I've got a 4/1 staring me in the face with no draw, and you don't have the get over card.
Yeah,
You're in for a miserable round.
I'm not gonna lie, even just one skip. And by the way, in this
Yeah.
line, I don't think this Nomadial is played. I think the original Nomadial might be played.
Funny, I was about to say, and we're not talking about the best card in the line, the Nomadial.
Really?
Yeah.
Battle phase skip.
So don't get me wrong, I think the one that'll wind up seeing the most widespread play is Sundial because it is a 4-attack solar beater who has a good effect. Which is something Solar desperately needs, a dude that does something when it attacks that's worthwhile. This if you just establish this Nomadial, the game might end.
Because they can never
like
kill
minus
you,
rogue burn decks, which are at best currently C tier, D tier bad decks. Maybe Lifestream will make them better. Maybe they're B tier decks. As long as you keep having a solar card, they can't play the game anymore. They lose their ability to win the game.
That is fair.
This card
Discard a
terrifies
solar
me.
card instead of, I was thinking Spirit for some reason.
This
I was trying to Spirit, but...
I've done a lot of solar testing, and I have done very little with this line because it looks like it'll be no fun to me. I am terrified that it is good. I am hoping that I am wrong, but I am terrified that this Nomadial is good. Honestly, I think new Chronodial is bad.
It's worse than the old Chronodial,
Yes.
but that doesn't.
And thank God these are not titled cards. These are all have to choose amongst them. So I know what you mean. Like, we'll play the old Nomadial to get into the old Chronodial with the new Sundial in it. I think you don't care about getting to Chronodial. I think you just
because they don't have the
stick
the
Nomadial
subtitle
and tell
thing
them,
you're saying.
do you have an out or did you just lose the game? I'm never attacking you with this. And as we've talked about, and we'll see as we get into the runes and stuff, I'm playing 15 cards that stop the battle phase on top of my effect stops the battle phase. You are never killing me.
Yeah,
you need
that's
an
fair.
effect to kill me or you've lost the game. Terrified that Nomadial is good.
We'll see how it is. Yeah, I was going to agree. I think Chronodile's probably not that great.
He feels super Winmore to me. I don't think he like I get you can always you take away their draw phase and you draw extra cards, but like how did you get to him and get there? You know what I mean? Like you're jumping through a lot of hoops to
You did a lot of
need
crap
to have already been winning
Yeah.
to get to.
Yeah.
Speaking
Well,
of
I
the
mean,
boogeyman
we're
of the
talking a
set,
little bit of solar stuff to getting good, and
not
you know,
being able to attack,
we've been alluding to it. We've got
it's time.
the boy. It's
So-
Royal Otto.
You think Novacore is the best card in the set?
It's
I think Royal Otto.
so a 2/2
I'm just not
solar.
willing to pick the same thing everybody's picking.
When an opponent declares an attack, you
I
can
know.
foretell 3 and negate that attack if a solar Elestral was foretold this way. Then add 1 Elestral foretold this way to your hand.
Yeah, one solar guy. Last one. Yeah.
Hot take. He's hot take. He's better in the mill deck than he is in any other deck.
Better in the, I think he's better because I told Sam I would like Sam had the displeasure of playing some of the mill playtest. Against some of the mill playtest, and we got to a point in the game where I had milled up some of his cards, and he just looked at me and goes, "Oh, if I attack you, your Royal Otto is now going to foretell 6 because of your stupid Corvishine. If any of those cards are a Solar Elestral, you'll get to add it to your hand, and I won't kill your guy. And I'll mill 6 regardless of if any of that other bad stuff happened. Is it 7?
It's plus
plus
one.
7.
Yeah.
And even if you whiff on those 7, I'm gonna mill 7. And then you're just going to flip over another card that stops me from killing it, and I can do the same thing with my next attack. Cool, no thanks, pass. And then I was okay, Apollo for 7, mill. He's like, I don't want to play anymore.
I would say that game was your moment of clarity for Corvishine.
Yeah, like I said, I was touch and go on if this card can find a home, and I still think it might not find a home in regular Solar. In Cows, in Celestlio, in Mill, the things that I'm foretelling to do a thing, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And Royal Otto, I agree, Royal Otto is insane in the Mill deck. It is your best card in the Mill deck. I think it's incredible in any Solar deck. Just the ability to anything that you're playing enough Solar guys, this card reads.
I'm
incredible.
not saying it's bad anywhere else. I'm saying it is arguably so much more useful in a deck that can utilize its foretell as well.
Yeah, so it's the MVP of the mill deck.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like when I said, Novacore is the best card in the set, that's because, like I said, everybody is claiming Royal Otto is going to be the best card in the set. And there are outs to this card, right? Like we can enrage it now, we can just kill it. There are plenty of things that off its stat line is small. But if you get into a board state, much like the Nomadal, right? If you get into a board state where this thing's stuck and they're playing a bunch of Solar guys, good luck. Game's over. You just don't know it yet.
Yep.
Real tough to overcome.
Oh yeah. Let's get on to
Lunar guys, hit them.
our dead moose.
First up, we've got Fawnlit, Champion of Artemis, a 2/5 1 lunar that says you can enchant a lunar from your underworld to this Fawnlit if a card in an opponent's field is suppressed. While a suppressed Elestral is on the field, this Fawnlit cannot be destroyed in battle. We also have Theraheart, Champion of Artemis, a 6/6 2 lunar that says you can search your deck for a lunar counter rune and add it to your hand. And finally, we got the Moose. Posthumous, Champion of Artemis, a 13/8 3 lunar that says, when a suppressed Elestral is destroyed in your attack or by your card effect, you can return up to 3 lunar from your underworld to your spirit deck. While Artemis is enchanted, each of your opponent's Elestrals are suppressed. How good is the Moose now?
The Moose is like Majesty in a way, where like you have the Divine Rune and then it's like low no abilities on your guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
This guy's stat
That's
line's
like-
way better.
Do you mean like it's got 13 attack?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's true.
I like the moose. I'm not gonna lie. Justin likes the moose too.
Yeah,
He thinks Necrolith might have a place.
this
in
is
the
this is like Purple
I want
Majesty.
Necrolith to be good.
Well, to be honest, leave it to Justin to make some BS good, or at least play well with it.
I like that. I like that design.
I like suppressing your opponent's field.
I like the
Sweet.
Fawnlet.
Grandma got run over by a fawnlet. It's pretty cool.
I love this card says it can under this specific condition, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, which again may be tough to keep a suppressed card on their field per se, but that's one of those things where if you don't have an out to it,
Yeah.
sometimes the game just ends.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I'm talking about the Fawnlet. Like, just the Fawnlet in general is really good. The
And
Theraheart is whatever. The Theraheart's whatever.
And again,
But-
much like we've done in the past, I was about to say, and I think we're not talking about the best card in the line. Is Theraheart.
Really?
Yep.
So I understand searching I mean, I know it searches Lunar Phase. I know it searches all of basically all of the Lunar Phases. I know it searches Dense Fog. Like,
Searches the new Artemis's Deadshot. Searches the new Dense Fog. For me, I'm not predicting that this sees mass play. I'm predicting that people will try it and probably find out it's not good enough. This card is getting banned at some point in the future. 1000%. You'll never change my mind otherwise.
okay.
Every time they from now
It
on
will
for the rest
limit
of the
the
game,
design space they can print counters is
Yeah.
the problem. If you just have
and it's
a
easy enough
pretty
to get
good statted in a decent element, relatively easy to ascend, go get a counter.
and
You
it
have
is
to be cognizant of how powerful you
It's
make
a
your counters.
6/6.
Yeah.
while it's only a 6 on its attack, being a 6/6 means it doesn't die to any of the flip stats cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be trouble. I definitely see it too.
I still
Art
think the
also
Fawnlet-
fantastic on their art, by the way.
Oh yeah, the art is amazing. I do think the Fawnlet's probably going to see a lot more play than any of the other cards in the line, just because it can stick around, especially in Artemis deck in general. I don't know why you wouldn't necessarily play the Posthumous or the Theraheart in that deck, but Fawnlet just being
Does
a
it help get
2/5
the
know what
good
these-
2 lunar ascensions?
You know what this three line of Ascendant guys, these 3 cards remind me of? When we were talking about the Centaur, September, Sparta line earlier.
Mhm.
They look like they do enough to do cool things, and every one of their effects is kind of nuts, and they're going to see 0 play.
Yeah.
That's what these look like to me.
Yeah, like I said, I think the Fawnlet's the only thing that I could really see being played, but why wouldn't you just play the Moose as well?
Yeah.
I don't know. To be tried, definitely. So, next up, we've got Bandaloon, Champion of Artemis, a 3/1/1 lunar that says you can expend a lunar in order to target a suppressed 1 Spirit Elestral and take control of it until the next turn.
Card's hilarious. That's it.
Yeah, hilarious. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, no, move on.
Could be really good. But yeah.
This card.
Once we get
It's a
I'm not gonna
Because you can
use
take
anything.
control of it, and then you can activate like Ambrosia off of their spirit.
Take control of it.
Oh,
So here's something.
kinda
The
nice.
Bandaloon, when we talk about Rise from the Shadows later, like you could theoretically Rise from the Shadows a Bandaloon. Next turn, take control, ascend over the top. Hermes Trickery it that deck that that super rogue Hermes deck that floated around where it was trying to use carry offs to steal your dudes and then Hermes Trickery them or ascend over them or this is just a card that belongs in that deck somewhere with a suppress engine in it. But yeah, probably not good. This guy though, this next one.
Yeah, this card. Oh man. We've got Gambit.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Not the X-Man, the card Gambit. Sorry.
If heads, destroy that Elestral. If tails, its controller may return Omni equal to its enchantment cost from their underworld to their spirit deck. I mean, we found out why they printed heads and tails inside of that
Coin pack.
coin pack.
I know you don't like
Do we like bringing this into the
cards
game?
in games? I hate coin
I
flip cards in
understand,
games.
but you gotta understand that A-Drive's a Pokemon.
I know. A-Drive, why?
yeah, doesn't that just mean that this card will never see play?
So here's the problem. I want so badly for that to be the case because I hate coin flipping cards in games.
Yep.
But this card has a once per turn ability that you can just activate away at. It says, kill a dude as part of it. And I understand there's a downside if you lose your flip, but kill a dude.
On a 1-drop.
On a 1-drop 4/4 body.
That doesn't require you to Nexus.
This card's probably seen play in Lunar, and I hate it.
I hate it too. That's so annoying because, like, just give me a good card.
It's gonna see play.
Oh, my
Really
God.
good early where they
So,
have much spirits anyway. Like, okay, heal
Oh,
back
also-
if we miss.
I
you
like that
yeah,
we got
if-
partial
If you're at
time
20 and
measure,
you hit,
but,
okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
imagine that you're in a scenario where it's, you know, they go first, they put a rabbit into play, you go, gambit, pop it, oh, I missed, okay, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
oh.
fair.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
like early game, this guy's nuts, and then late game, as you get into the, like, minutia of, oh, we're down to our last dudes, if this guy doesn't stick, I might lose, the gamble of giving them stuff back is well worth the pop a guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I played Hearthstone back in the beta and for quite a while, and you know, it started off as your standard card game. Like, we're battling stuff, we're doing some things here and there, and then obviously the advantage of being a computer game is that you can create all these random effects. You can say, if this happens, summon the entire board. Everybody, there's this old deck that was called the Patron deck, I believe, and basically the engine was use a weapon that damages every single thing. Every time these 7 dudes on your board get damaged, give them +1/+1, OTK the person, right? And you start getting these random things, summon these things, create a random dude with 3 different spirit, all this kind of stuff you can start doing, and then people kind of soured a little bit to it. A lot of the OG kind of players in Hearthstone were like, I'm planning out my deck, I'm doing this, and I get screwed by a really bad potion draw where I'm trying to get off this one card that gave you potions and stuff, or this opponent, it was the Cthulhu guy, Cthulhu is the guy's name, basically recast every spell in the game that just happened. Or random cast X amount of spells based upon some condition, and then if it's good, cool. If it's not, you know, we'll see. But it could just swing things, and people really didn't like it. There's enough of sour taste in people's mouth about, I planned the strategy out, I had a line playing, and oh, frig, you just drew a random card that just won you the game.
Well,
So,
one of the things that people
is this
really
starting
enjoy-
to head down that way? Is this the floodgate that opens up the randomness?
I hope
it's what I worry
I know
about.
you can't do that in a physical game at a 1-to-1 ratio, but
That's what I worry about, that this is the first card that opens up the gates to random outcome.
pick a card, any
die
card, Monte
rolls,
Carlo Elestrals. Like,
die rolls, coin flips, etc.
we have enough variance with shuffling and randomizing our decks.
Yeah.
If I wanted to remove the agency from myself when playing a card game, this is not how I would go about it.
and see, we're all board gamers
Yeah.
too, and there are mechanics in board games that do that. I personally like those in board games sometimes. A little bit of randomness, like, oh crap, I rolled 5 2s when I needed a 4 and above. How can I, get my way out of this? But some people, even in board games, I've got my next 7 turns planned out. I rolled 5 1s. Well, shit, there goes my game.
Yeah.
Right? Some people
Don't need it in my
like
card
that.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
In
not
the
in a
card game, I think it feels bad more.
It feels worse because, like, you exercise your agency when deck building, how you play your deck, and this is just removing the agency in exchange for I get to pop a guy.
To be fair, I
That's
think it's a minor
Very good.
step towards that, but like I said, is it? Are they
believe-
testing the water to say, oh, we could do more
Somebody's
of this,
going to
or
quit this
do
game
people
because
like
they
this?
lost a game.
And somebody's going to quit this game because they lost because of their gambit.
They lost because they flipped the coin 7 times and gave their opponent spirits on 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, not to belabor,
No,
but
no,
real quick on
you
it.
could just-
Listrix, was that fair? Is that the same vein? Is like people go crazy with
Here's the thing, that
commit a
you
war
can-
crime?
You can attribute that to deck construction though. I
Sure,
built
I
a deck
agree.
that had put the numbers in place to try to do this.
Yeah.
This
There's
is
the agency.
Gambit is literally flip a coin.
And now,
Yeah.
it's basically just mini Time Wizard, but whatever. It's
I think
I
I
don't
think the
think
card
I'm
is
going to be-
unfortunately good.
yeah.
Well, I mean, they can't just.
But
make
I don't-
They
I
can't
don't
make
mind
it
it.
outright bad in every way.
End game, they got
I-
a boss
I
out,
don't
and that's the
feel-
only way I can remove it.
I don't feel the same way about the coin flipping that you guys do.
Hate it.
I don't hate it, but my only thing is I worry about
I hate
the
it.
floodgates. That's all.
Talk to me about some green cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get on to the best control card in the set.
Earth.
Besides Royal Otto. No, it's better.
So
Yep.
It outs Royal Otto. I don't
Yeah,
want
it
to
sure
hear it.
does.
first up, we're gonna go here because we just have to talk about them in this order. We've got Dionysus.
Yay.
Excuse me. A 1 Earth, a divine rune that says, when you cast this Dionysus, you can enchant up to 3 Earth to it. You can disenchant 1 Earth from this Dionysus in order to target an Elestral and daze it or enrage it until your next turn.
In my testing against Dionysus, it literally felt like it changed the game of Elestrals. Like, you just can't attack for 4 turns.
I
That's the
think
floor.
you're in a new.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's
I think
insane.
you're in a
It's
new
so
era. in
busted.
Elestrals.
It is
comes
so
Swords
good.
revealing light.
Yeah.
Really.
It's such
Dionysus
an
is,
insanely good effect.
Is it the mechanic or is it Dionysus with the mechanic?
It's the
repeatability.
Yeah,
of the mechanic,
it's
sure.
the Dionysus, honestly.
Sure. Yeah,
Dionysus,
I mean,
new top
Card is
top
nuts.
3.
you're going to see a bunch of cards. We're going to talk about the interact with this, but I mean, I think suffice to say, Dionysus is insane.
It's
We
good on its
talked
own.
about-
It's good on its own.
You know, we mentioned Dionysus a bunch of times during the Earth Elestrals bits, because
There's a reason.
he just auto turns on a bunch of their effects. Oops.
Yeah, and it also like fundamentally warps how your opponent plays because the Elestral that they play that they want to get in with just gets dazed for
Well,
however many turns.
And this card, Enrage as a mechanic, has made Tsunami one of our best attack stop staples in the game. Not so good. I don't know. I think people have overestimated the demise of Tsunami. I don't think this card's going away. It's still going to be a part of the meta.
Well,
I think it just doesn't utterly blow you out the way it used to.
yeah, because Tsunami is used in 3 ways. One is to stop them from attacking you. The other is to stop one of your guys from dying by either switching it. Let's say it's a rabbit that attacked last turn,
Yeah.
or then there's the case of proactive where you use it to switch their guys so it's lesser numbers to beat over.
Yep.
All the Earth payoffs seem to be about being dazed, so they're not attacking.
Yes, the Drataya being enraged turns into the Latagon that's enraged.
The side prong pops a guy if it's
Side-prong
dazed.
pops a guy, it's dazed.
And we'll get to the Earths.
Yeah, well, the thing is, all of those
Yeah,
stats, none of those get flipped under Tsunami in any meaningful way. Either they're better defensively or it's the same stat. So, I feel like this is an interesting way of power creeping out a generically playable card.
That's good. Real quick thought experiment. Do you think if just Dionysus with Daze and Range was in Firestorm before, would it be that insane?
Yes.
With no cards that take benefit from Daze or Enrage,
Yes.
just being able to stop things. How
Yes,
good do you think Dionysus would be?
I think it's one of the best divine runes we have still, and I think it sees play in a bunch of decks too. Almost exclusively in that scenario to use its Daze mechanic. I think the Enrage doesn't see as much in that scenario.
Is it an 8-element splash card?
8-element splash card?
Of all the elements you play in those decks, you could splash it in any deck basically.
Well, here's the problem. Yes, because you're already splashing for Earthquake.
Yeah.
You play.
Oh, definitely if you're doing it for Earthquake, but even just
2
by
copies
itself.
of Dionysus and 1 copy of Earthquake and two Earth Spirits. Whichever card I see first gets 2 Earth Spirits, and the other 2 can kick rocks.
Yeah. Good card. So, next up,
It's amazing.
yeah, somebody help me out with this. I'm not gonna lie.
Thyrsus.
Thyrsus of Dionysus. Does that rhyme? Thyrsus of Dionysus. Yeah.
Dionysus, yeah.
Thyrsus of Dionysus. It is a 1 Earth artifact rune. Excuse me. That says the empowered Elestral is enraged and it gets +2 attack. When Dionysus is enchanted and the empowered Elestral declares an attack, you can draw a card.
Ooh. Draw.
I like it. It's a 1-drop artifact. That's awesome.
1-drop artifact gives you +2 attack.
Yeah.
Makes you tsunami proof. Draws a card when it declares an attack, not when it kills a guy. I think this card is good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good specifically in the decks that are already playing Scythe of Demeter and Argo and Argo
You can
Magus.
also empower their guys, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
And whenever the empowered Elestral declares an attack, so you draw cards off of them attacking.
Yeah.
If they have to attack something that you set up for them to be unprofitable, it's basically.
Oh, I mean, you just jam this thing onto your opponent's Royal Arm
And
and laugh at them.
Well, even if you've got just
Why is Earth so good at everything?
you're just in a bad draw situation. You're like, well, at least I get a card every time they attack.
Yeah,
me, so
The
I get some
counter
good-
of that is if you have your own Royal Lotto, you can just do your thing, and that's going to trigger whether you negate the attack or not.
So I was going to
This
ask
does say
if you
declare.
negate the attack, does this still draw your
It
card?
says declare.
That's what I
This
thought.
is, and if their turn player, this will go first.
Seems good.
Crazy.
Anyways.
Yep.
Well, just for how like simple it is.
Sisyphus.
I was going to say Sisyphus. I was going to say Sisyphus.
Nice.
Don't talk about Sam like he's not here.
Yo, hey, wait.
Whoa. I was going to say Sisyphus.
What's up, Sisyphus?
Sisyphus is boulder. We got a one earth invoke that says, excuse me, target 5 Elestrals or runes in your underworld. I apologize. And shuffle them into your deck. Then send the top 5 cards from your deck to the underworld.
Yeah.
This card wants you to play Old Blistrix again with the Avalanches and with this.
It wants Frozen Tundra. Earth Frost.
It requires too many things to be done ahead of time for it to give you the payoff that you're looking for. Avalanche didn't see enough play in Old Blistrix. It was the thing that got cropped out for consistency. This is just less consistent that.
Yep.
I feel like when I first saw the target 5 shuffle them in, I was like, oh, are we getting Pot of Avarice?
Yeah.
No.
That's what it wants to be. Like, it wants you to read this
Yeah.
as a former Yu-Gi-Oh player and go, this is Pot of Avarice. This card is nuts. It's not.
Yeah. Possible future setup.
You know what is nuts, though?
Yeah.
Dionysus Madness. We have a 1 Earth counter rune that says, Days are enraged in Elestral until your next turn. If Dionysus is enchanted, you may also change the Elestral's position, and you may enchant your Dionysus with Earth from your underworld.
This card is broken. It's
Literally the first line.
self-explanatory.
The first line is all that matters.
Yeah.
All that extra stuff is just bonus that didn't even have to be on the card, and the card didn't seem that
Yeah.
But it's there anyways.
But if you happen to be playing Dionysus, which we've already discussed, is a good card. This card is insane.
This makes me want to play a 3rd Earth Spirit in that splash
There's
scenario.
Right.
almost
So I can activate this.
So
there's almost no
So
reason to even
good.
talk about how good this card is because it's just that good, and you just have to trust us.
just this is what you're replacing Tsunami with. Now that Enrage has made Tsunami worse, this card replaces it.
It does half of what Gorgon's Gaze does, but for half the cost. But then, like, there's such that additional upside.
Again, all the things that's
So strong.
trying to stop you, the Royal Autos, the Rabbits,
Yeah.
okay, you're in Rage now, come get me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Card's great. Next.
Very, very good.
Yep.
We've got Nectar of the Gods, Dionysus Chalice. We have a 1 Earth counter that says, This Nectar of the Gods can only be played if Dionysus is enchanted. Discard an Earth card in order to draw 3 cards.
Yay, Nectar of the Gods.
Coupled along with here, Poison Nectar, Dionysus Chalice. A 1 Earth counter that says, This Poison Nectar can only be played if Dionysus is enchanted. An opponent discards a card and expends 2 Omni.
Busted.
Oh, that card's really good,
That
actually.
seems insane.
Yeah, that card's good.
I think that indie dedicated Cyanectar Waspivy stuff that cares about seeing Poison Nectar played, this card is incredible. I think it is very good in burn strategies and control stuff that is like...
Was that an invoke or a counter?
That is...
It is a counter.
Poison Nectar is a counter. And that is why I think it's only...
I thought it was an invoke. I apologize.
I still think it's busted.
The fact
I think
that they're
it
both
card's really
counters is the problem.
good. If this was an invoke, though, it would be really, really
And if Nectar of the Gods was an invoke, Deep Draw would be back. Like,
Isn't Nectar of the Gods an invoke? Oh, you're referring to this one.
the Nectar of
The
the
new
Gods
one is a
Dionysus
counter.
Chalice.
Oh, that's a counter?
Yeah, they're both counters.
They're both counters.
Like I said, the fact that they're both counters is how they've controlled them from not being busted. Both of these cards are fine only.
I mean,
Right.
Nectar of the Gods sitting down, we're faking out a shield, we're faking out a Gorgons. They're maybe hesitating a little bit. They say, oh, fuck, I gotta burn through it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna discard 3, or I'm gonna draw 3 cards. Valid?
If you have a Dionysus in play, they're
Sure.
not even attacking because they've been dazed.
Yeah, no, it's
Sure.
whatever.
It's win more at best.
Yeah, I think Poison Nectar is good. That's it.
Poison Nectar, again, has homes. I think the Nectar of the Gods actually sees 0 play.
I agree.
I like that the Cyan Nectar can search both of them out, but I still don't think that is enough.
Cyanectar only searches a poison one.
Yeah, it can't search.
Oh, really?
Nectar of the Gods.
Oh,
can
it searches
only do
Poison Nectar, Poison Tipped Arrow.
Yeah.
My bad.
Do both have a future broken potential?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't say
Because
broken,
they're
but
common.
I think the Saiyan Nectar stuff is definitely more playable with the Poison Nectar than it is like
Yes.
Nectar of the Gods on its own.
Yes, that card, again, makes the Cyan Nectar Wasp stuff more playable. I don't know that it pushes it over the top for me.
Alright.
Up in flames here, we've got a double fire, invoke rune that says, discard a fire Elestral in order to target and destroy an Elestral with equal or lower enchantment cost as the discarded card.
You ready for this?
Leaning this way.
Only
this
fine.
I see Earthquake at home.
That's
but Earthquake
what
is
they want you.
amazing.
That's what they want you to
Team
see.
Earthquake.
That's what they want you to
Okay,
see.
but like
is
Earthquake is one of the best cards in the game. So
And that's why they have made this card look and feel like Earthquake, but it just is not.
It will never work out for you.
Yep, it will consider. Not only it's a card plus the 2 spirits plus you're ditching a card, so you're 2 for 1ing yourself to kill their guy, which can be fine, but you're only really killing 1-drops with it, or you're playing too many 2-drops yourself that now your deck is breaking, or you're trying to play something that specifically is built around this, where I'm going to dump Smell Tongue so I can get his discard effect, or I'm going to dump Helm Melt so that I can summon him for free, or I'm trying to reanimate with your 1 rise.
Are there good enough 2 and 3 drop fires that are I want them in my deck, but if I get loaded to them, I got a dead hand, and this could be an out to that?
No, there is not.
No.
Go right on to.
Yeah.
You can just
I
like
probably
we
agree.
already said. There you go.
I still
Probably
think
agree.
I
That's
still
fine.
think
Thanks for
removal is
giving it to
removal.
us.
Yeah, I'm glad it exists. I think that there
Yeah.
will be decks that will be forced into playing it, which is where you want to be, right? If Earthquake is going to be at 1, and we're making new, more powerful cards, just new cards, you need removal. So you do want to have removal in the game. This is a fine piece of removal. I don't think it works out the way you want it to if you think it's Earthquake.
I'm not saying it's Earthquake.
Sure.
I mean, it's definitely got some restrictions.
Oh yeah, I don't necessarily mean you. I mean the
Costs.
people at home. Anyone who thinks this is Earthquake, I disagree.
Sure.
I still think I'd say if Earthquake is a good or great card, then this is serviceable.
This is fine.
Yeah, you can make do with it in some scenarios, and I mean, I don't want a busted unconditional removal spell.
Conspiracy theory-ish, maybe, or just maybe future planning? Are they setting up to introduce some mid removal in the game to get rid of the really good removal we've got in the Omni seats?
I think that's
I hope so.
we've Adrian has talked about in the past that he hears the people out there who want the big 4 counter rune counter runes to get limited. They want some of the more powerful staples to go away so that deck building is different. The game currently doesn't function without those cards.
Correct.
By introducing more cards like that one, some of the attack stop stuff that we've seen and we'll see a few more of in the set, you're paving the way for the game to be able to function without them. I don't think this set makes that happen, but I could see by the end of the Divine Champions block of 4 sets that there being enough.
Sure, they'd be testing the water, just kind of seeing what's going on. Yep, absolutely.
It's about a critical mass of them, is what it's waiting for.
Next up, Aphrodite. She is a 1 water divine rune that says, when you cast this Aphrodite, you can enchant up to 3 water to it. You can disenchant water from this Aphrodite in order to search your deck for a card with the same name as a water Elestral on your field and add it to your hand.
I love this
Sam,
card.
your tongue's on the floor. You want to pick that up?
I love this card so much. I don't care if she's bad or doesn't really see too much play. I'm playing her.
Yeah, I think she's really good. To be honest.
She seems so amazing with all the support around her.
I think her deck is hyper specific to her. I think that
Oh, it's parasitic as hell.
I think that it's again I might cover it in the overhyped decks, but I'm worried that it's a trick, but I'm also worried that it's the best deck in the format. So
Remind me the same name thing as the full name or just the top Aphrodite, not the champ card?
Just the title.
Just the top, okay, that's right. Yeah.
So
just
your
the name-
Bakugan
just the
champion
name,
of
not the
Poseidon
title.
can find old Bakugan. That was the champion of Aphrodite.
However,
Pardon me.
there's another way to do it.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the necklace, Tim.
We've got Necklace of Aphrodite, a 1 water artifact rune that says, the empowered Elestral gets +3 defense and has the name of every water Elestral.
Ever.
What else does it do? Because why would it stop there?
Wow. When the empowered Elestral is destroyed by an opponent, you can return up to 2 water from your underworld to your spirit deck.
I see almost no reason not to play this if you're playing Aphrodite. It's so free in almost every single regard, and it makes every water Elestral ever printed searchable.
Yeah, this is,
Including the 2-drop, like, multicolored ones.
this is a really dumb 2-card combo.
Well, my thought is
+3 defense is
in
so
that
good.
deck,
Is that in the
Probably
field,
not.
or is that every Elestral in the game?
in the game.
Every water Elestral that's ever been printed.
that's ever been printed.
I remember it. Sure.
From base set till
Whatever.
other sets, future sets, too.
Yeah, this card is absolutely insane in one very specific deck, and absolutely poopy in all the rest of them.
It's also an artifact rune that you can reveal for small Tuga.
That
I
is
don't know
true.
how relevant
That
that
is
is,
true.
but hey, we'll
Yeah,
take it.
it's not relevant.
Do you have a water ban card?
Banned card.
Yeah.
No.
If one gets banned, would that count?
It would still be its name.
You would still have its name available to you.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if it was like out of the game for purposes
Nope.
of that. So cool. Next up, we've got Aphrodite Soulmates, a 1 water counter that says this Aphrodite Soulmates can only be played when one of your water Elestrals is destroyed, and you control another Elestral with the same name. Special cast that destroyed Elestral from your underworld.
I think this card is really good, specifically in the Sharks deck.
I think
So I've
it's
seen
his
a lot of
play
people.
in the Harpy deck. Because if they
Um,
break your Harpy lock outside of combat, you just bring it right back and force them to have another removal spell.
I think that's where it actually shines.
Because Aphrodite helps out that deck too.
I think that exactly.
Mhm.
I think so. So you're absolutely correct. There's everyone who seems to be labbing up the Magneros Sephiros Sharks deck has been including this like as a 3-of. This is important. This card is so good. I am not sold that it belongs in. I'm not sold that this card is actually good, minus some niche cards that like we talked about, like Harpy, that like establish a board break, a game changing something.
You need to address this outside of combat because I won't allow you to address it in combat, or
That.
the setup itself doesn't allow you to.
Yeah.
Like that. When this basically says you better have another one, otherwise the game is over.
This card is hyper talked about on the internet, and it is almost unanimously thought of as very good. I'll be the voice of contention here that I'm not sure.
No, I think it's good.
I don't think the Necklace of Aphrodite saves this card. I think
That's
you have
correct.
to be
Yeah.
playing a very, very specific type of Elestral that you want to save.
Not me playing 9 foamies in my deck. Alright.
Well, when one of the foamies isn't worth casting.
Yeah. Next up, we talked about Thunderstorm
yeah,
Supercell.
We already talked about Thunderstorm Supercell, and then following that is Keon, and everybody pretty much knows what Keon does.
And we talked about her.
Keon's
like
an older
the-
card that's
yeah.
receiving a reprint,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Artemis is a reprint.
Artemis as well. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we got Ice Age.
Ice Age is a card. It is a 3 frost invoke rune that says disenchant 2 frost from your field and destroy each Elestral that is not frost enchanted.
Yay, reggae.
Unplayable.
Garbage.
Bad. Not good. Coping. Bad. Straight bad.
Just wait.
There you go.
On our
Planting
deck.
my flag. Come for me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong. Oh boy, is this card gonna be a fucking problem. Yeah, no.
I'm on the fence. I don't think it's amazing.
This card costs 5, 2 of which needs to be on your field already. And yes, it's Raigeki for our Yu-Gi-Oh players at home in theory, because you're probably just all in on Frost and it only kills their guys. God forbid you run up against Frost, because then it's just a dead card you're siding out in games 2 and 3. But like,
It's like Tsunami.
even when it's not. How many times have you had the problem with cards that break boards in this game so far have been that sometimes they're relatively cheap. Nobby comes to mind, where Nobby can just, the new Flying Pigs, the Soar line and the Crysaur. It's not expensive to break a board. The problem with Poseidon's Fury is that it's actually kind of expensive. This card takes that to a whole new level of expensive. It's the reason Divine Blessing doesn't see play. It's the reason that, disenchanting from your board because you've already spent the resources to get those cards into play, whether that be summons or room spots, and then to have to play 3 on top of it and disenchant those things. Nope, bad. Done.
I think I'm going to have to agree with this card is going to be next to impossible to play. However, it's going to find its way into the rogue side of things in the Rhino Sect decks, in my opinion. Rhino Sect is already very good at popping things, but it's also very good at setting up banks that you can detach from.
Is it though?
I think it is. But to be honest,
but again, if my
it's
opponent,
like a wish.
That's just it. If my
It's a wish.
opponent sets up a couple of cards on their board and then pays 3 using a card from their hand, the Ice Age, and kills 1 or 2 of their other cards that they've already spent time developing and putting to play to wipe my guys, I'm not even mad about it. I'm like, yeah, okay, fair trade. We also always talk about, like, sometimes somebody will hurricane you when you've got 1 down, and it's, oh man, that's the one I needed to stop your attack. But you don't feel mad. They just blew a card and 3 spirits to get rid of your 1. That's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Even if they're going to use a Nobby or a Sorlet or a Hydrake or something to run over your board, it feels bad, but it's a fair trade.
What if Ice Age destroyed all runes as well?
Oh, then we may be having a different conversation because that full board wipe, I think it still probably falls to it's just too hard to play.
Yep. Alright.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they made it too hard to play. You can't introduce easy to play board whips.
I'm hopeful that because it's so hard to play, it sees absolutely 0 play, and that does prompt them to build one that is slightly more easy to play that kills all guys.
Or design into Ice Age.
This maybe, yeah. I think this game could benefit from again, you guys, a dark hole like effect.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's totally something that could exist and be fine, and maybe even be beneficial. But this card ain't it.
No. Alright, well, we've got a new cool.
We got a new Blizzard.
We've got a new Blizzard on our hands.
This card is really, speaking of cool.
Coming from Buffalo, we know all about.
Blizzard Whiteout, a 1 frost counter rune that says this Blizzard can only be played when an opponent activates an effect that targets one of your frost enchanted Elestrals. Excuse me. Negate that effect. That Elestral cannot be attacked this turn.
You remember Gorgon's Gaze?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
So here's the thing. Blistrix might be fine. I talked about how the Canrant and iWilly stuff, no good in Blistrix. This card existing might make Blistrix fine. Now your Snowlets can't get negated. Brummelinx finds this card for you.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, like, I was getting Mountains of Boreas because it's better than finding crappy Blizzard. But in Blistrix, maybe I want crappy Blizzard because I'm afraid of runes. Nope. Brummelinx finds this card. And it shields your Snowlets and Asperals from ever getting hit by Gorgon's Gaze.
I'm legitimately thinking about playing this in my
And
Order deck.
Earthquake, and just...
Yeah, I think this card's really, really good. It's, in terms of like what it is attempting to do, it is far better than Helios's Chariot Ride in the same slot.
Because it makes
just
them burn the card.
play the Blizzard instead. So.
Yeah, and the fact that it's findable makes it so good.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah, Brummelinx just finding it.
And again, it's just another card in that pile of counter runes that do things that will eventually allow us to get rid of the anomalies. Yeah, have them go to 1.
If I special ascended Jabalantis Champ and I put a Frost Spirit under it and I had a set card and it was this, and you flip Shield on me and I chain this, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, like just...
I'm
again,
considering putting it in.
Well,
like
Shield
a splash
doesn't target.
Yeah, Shield does not target.
I'm
This
sorry,
cannot
I thought he did.
Shield notoriously does not.
Oh no, PTA. My
PTA,
apologies. Yeah, or like Gorgon's Gaze.
Gorgon specifically is the big one, because up until this moment, nothing has stopped Gorgons save a handful of, like, Flammomoth, like crazy Disneyland Magic Christmas. Yeah, Chains of Prometheus.
Oh, Chains
so good.
Chains so good.
But, like, this card... Also, yeah, the fact that this card exists probably means my baby Chains never makes it out of the cards I think are good that don't see enough play, because half of the decks that will ever want to play it will just play this instead.
Yep.
It's just less Camille.
Alright.
Yep.
We got a new Keon card, it looks like.
Yep.
Next up, we got Keon's Frostbite, a 1 frost counter rune that says this Keon's Frostbite can only be played if Keon is enchanted or a Keon is in your underworld. Target a Frost Celestial. Until the next turn, give it +2 attack and an additional +1 attack for each Frost rune in your underworld.
I like that it's a battle trick. I don't like that it's conditional.
Yeah. All of the cards that say can only be played if such and such is in play have notoriously been bad.
Yep.
I think this one is no different. I like that it does allow for Keon to be in your underworld. I think that's a stipulation they should start putting on some of these cards that are checking for other cards. That's a good, hey, I am playing these cards you want me to play, they killed it. What do you want me to do? Cool, this card isn't dead. I love that it's a battle trap. I love that it can make your guy huge. It is disappointing to me. I get why it's this, right? But like, it's in the same... It's occupying the same slot, effectively, as Don't Poke the Bear, and Don't Poke is this better.
Yep.
And in essentially the same colors. Red,
Yeah.
red is Frost in this context.
Yeah.
So, or fire is frost in this context.
Yeah, Frost
It's
is
the same
being
thing.
used for these cards, and the Frost cards that care about getting over something, you can Don't Poke.
Alright.
Yeah, like
Next
the
up.
Bonner said.
Yeah. Next up, Solar Burst, a 1 solar invoke rune that says foretell 4 and send up to 1 solar Elestral foretold this way to your underworld. If you do, you may destroy an Elestral that is not solar enchanted with an equal or lower enchantment cost as the sent card.
You don't like this card, Sam?
No, it's really
I'm
good.
pretty sure that you mean Foretell 7, because we'll
Yeah.
certainly have a Corvishine in play, right?
Yeah. This card is insanely good.
Absolutely bonkers. And even in the middle deck, it gets that much better. If you
I
have
couldn't find
the
room for it in
Humbus,
the mill deck, but I
oh,
agree
I'm
it's
gonna
insane.
find room for it in the mill deck. I found a way to put Golden Apple in my mill deck. Anyways, Solar Burst is just absolutely bonkers. I mean, it essentially says Foretell 7 if you've got the Corvishine on the board. If you've got the Humbust on the board, it makes them mill. If you've got the other Humbust on the board, it also makes them mill. Like, this card is just really, really crazy in my opinion. And it's removal. Like,
And this, as compared to
Yeah.
Up in Flames, is how you build removal, secondary removal.
yes.
You use the tenets of that color's mechanics and make if you want this secondary removal, lean into the stuff we want you to lean into, as compared to just play red cards and hope you have the right ones that are big enough to discard to do the thing.
Well, to be fair, you can see what they're trying to do with, like, Smeltong and Hellmelt.
Maybe we're headed down that direction.
There's not enough going on there, but in this set, they specifically printed a bunch of Foretell stuff and a bunch of guys that can be played for pretty much free.
Well, we've talked about that at length before. That like Foretell seemed like the kind of crappy mechanic of that each color had. Their the color identities.
I always
Mechanic?
thought Foretell was good, but you're right, it always hit for it.
Well, yeah, that's my point. It's like it reads like it should be good, but it never panned out. And I think they're giving us cards that are like, no, it wasn't that it can't pan out. It's that a critical mass is required for it to be consistent.
Yeah.
And now we have them.
Yeah, I honestly, this card is so good, and
Solar has it,
you know,
believe me.
so and the next card also does
next
solar
card's
some
even better.
serious
The
justice.
next card, without
Guardian of
spoiling
Light.
it, has been the best card I have playtested.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
So check this out.
Tell us about it, Tim.
It's a 1 solar counter that says this Guardian of Light can only be played after an opponent's Celestial declares an attack. Negate that attack, then return up to 2 solar from your underworld to your spirit deck.
This card is absolutely insane.
Beyond free.
You don't need to be playing solar.
No,
You just put this in anything.
I had not shared that opinion until I started actually playtesting the set, and now I'm just this. You literally can just play this in a couple of Solar Spirits.
This card is going to get used in place of Gorgon's Gaze in a lot of situations.
Not
It's
for the same thing.
It's not replacing Gorgon's Gaze. I want to stress that.
I'm
It's
thinking
not replacing it. I'm saying it's if you have this in Gorgon's set and you're trying to negate an attack, you're going to
certainly.
use Guardian of
Yeah, I mean, you certainly use the negate attack card over the one that's good at stopping guys' effects.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this does a lot of the times Gorgon does just stop an attack.
It can.
And that's what I'm saying, where it's like Guardian of Light it also does that. So like you can
more
chuck
accurately,
this
I
into
think
a
is
lot
what
of
it does
things.
is it's another card that replaces Tsunami.
Yes.
Now
It also like it also is a threat to shield.
Now he's not just another-
It also is a threat to shield. Like, 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 it also is a threat
Yeah.
It's a threat to shield in decks that are playing solar natively or can just afford the splash of it.
Yeah, or they're so spirit intensive that the
They
additional
want
cost
the-
on shield is debilitating.
So how much does this enable a solar player to be a little bit more free with their spirits?
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes.
The downside I will point out is that it does make your attack stoppers vulnerable to spoil fruit. Just saying.
That's relevant.
The-
Just
like-
because a card has answers
Heart-
doesn't mean we don't play.
Right, no, I agree. My point is, Spoil Fruit now has just another card that people will be seeing play. So if you're not sideboarding Spoiled Fruit, you should have been. I don't know why you weren't, but now you definitely need to because you don't want to be walking into Guardian of Light.
I think that was going to happen regardless because anyone who looks at this game knows that healing is one of the core tenets to like make sure that people don't just feel like they did nothing.
And in this game,
And Spoiled Fruit catches healing, so it's going to catch the cards that are good at and do that.
in this game, healing is not only just healing because like healing
Right.
in games has always been kind of whatever.
This gets you your resources
gives you
back
the
to play
resources
cards. Yeah.
And what I want to talk about is like right now we have the ability to, in theory, play 3 Gorgons, 3 Shield, 3 Tsunami, 3 Guardian of Light, 3 Dionysus Madness. That's 15 cards that literally just say, no, that guy can't attack me. That's not talking about playing Dionysus the Divine Rune. That's not talking about playing PTAs, Ultra Stars. Like, the list goes on of like things that are ancillary that can do that, but 15 that are just straight up good. It says, no, don't attack me.
Yeah. And that's
Get
why we're
ready.
thinking
You
Will is
can't-
sleeper.
Right, that's, you cannot rely on... notoriously, I've been playing the Hydrake line, the Sorlet line, the Nobby line as if I win combat, if I get into combat and kill your guy, I'm going to win the game. That's the entire deck, right? Played to great effect. That deck is dead. Because there's just too many native options. You will never run them out of attack stoppers by attacking. Unless they've drawn...
Not unless you have 4 Elestrals on your side
Yeah.
and they don't know what Tsunami is.
Right,
They haven't
like,
seen it
it's
before.
just, like I said, get ready.
Yeah.
You need to have plans in your deck to how to deal with runes, because I'll just attack them and make them use them up is not necessarily good enough anymore.
Unless your plan is so grindy
Sure.
that it doesn't matter that you're wasting turns.
Do we want to talk about how old Like a Void might come back?
Oh, yeah.
What's this new lunar?
Yeah, Tim,
Yeah.
tell us about the new lunar phase and tell us why lunar and old Like a Void aren't the demise of Like a Void might have been fabricated.
Yeah, sure. So we've got a real quick reprint
Oh
of
my
Artemis.
God.
Everybody
Artemis in
knows
the
about
set.
that.
We love Artemis. She's cool.
It's in there.
She's fine.
Lunar phase, lunar eclipse. We've got a 2 lunar invoke rune that says destroy and target face down runes up to the number of lunar Elestrals on your field. While this lunar phase is on a chain, its title also counts as full moon.
Yeah, so I'm like crying that this is an invoke rune because that means you could just go
Yeah.
It's
You-
an invoke.
It's no
search,
longer.
play.
Yep.
Pup search, play, find an unaffected guy, get in.
Finally,
And-
these Like Boy players can stay out of my draw step.
yeah. We're no longer popping stuff in your draw step. We're doing it right on the spot. You're losing a rune and a guy that my Like a Void runs over.
Yeah,
I'm
also-
glad you feel good about that.
Good. Being
Just
an invoke.
on this topic, you need to scoop if your opponent searches full moon off of their werepup.
They already opened it.
Because they've already got it.
Yeah. If they search for old full moon instead of this one that counts as full moon, you give up and go to game 2 because you're in trouble.
Oh yeah. To be fair, this actually might make a lunar phase deck semi-viable.
Yeah, I for me, it's just, again, Nobby is so good offensively, and the Like a Void stuff has always been good from putting pressure on your opponent. We talked about, you can't just rely on attacking their guys to put the pressure on. Well, you sure can if you blow up a couple of their back row before you get in.
So you blow up their back row and attack with a guy that's unaffected, and then you just play 3 of each of those.
Yep.
Like, I really think it's going to go back to how it was in Moonrise, where I'm playing 2 Like a Void, 3 Werepup, and 3 Full Moon, at least at the beginning of Moonrise, and just hoping to get in.
Yeah.
And that worked for me to the point where I was constantly winning with that deck. It's one of my favorite decks even to this day. It was the best one I've played. And this just brings me back to holy cow, Like a Void Turbo unaffected guy might actually be super viable again.
Yep.
So, all right, and now we've got a really cool new card here. It looks like.
Yeah, PTA, Poison Tipped Arrow, Artemis's Arrow. A 1 lunar invoke that says target an Elestral, suppress it, and give it -2 attack and -2 defense until the next turn. You may enchant Lunar from your underworld to your enchanted Artemis.
Let's add in the next one here too, just to talk about these together.
Artemis's Dead Shot. A 1 lunar counter that says this Artemis's Dead Shot can only be played when an opponent casts an Elestral. Disenchant Lunar from your Artemis equal to the Elestral's enchantment cost in order to target destroy it.
Yeah.
So
what?
Yeah. So Deadshot is, we talked about Theraheart before, being able to find Deadshot. This is why Deadshot real good if you're playing the Artemis deck.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
PTA I think actually has a really interesting trajectory. So
-2D is cool.
-2 attack and defense is
The
cool.
D part is cool. I like that.
For me, what it looks like to me is like Lunar has always, again, the Nobbies, the Werepuffs, they're getting over guys in combat. So that deck traditionally was playing Zeus. This card might be able to replace Zeus in color and get you out of the Thunder Splash and into something else if you want. Because it's shrinking their guy, it's suppressing them, and if you're already playing Artemis, you're getting a free refund on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think
the
this
suppress
is
I think the suppress being on an invoke rune is really what sells it. Because I think we've only seen that on counter runes or bad cards.
Yeah, I also think that this card just existing does allow you to kind of splash the Cyanectar and Wasp Ivy stuff into your Artemis deck in the same way that you used to splash Bug Snacks into the green stuff, where it's like, oh, I could just kind of do this too. Where it's like, maybe you'd want to do that, maybe
It
it's
allows
better
you
to
to
just
not
play
have
Bug
to play
Snacks.
the poison tunics that weren't doing anything for you, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And Deadshot's insane.
Deadshot's just insane.
I stand by. I don't think it sees mass play because it requires you to have a Divine Rune up and running for it to be any good. So, requiring another card to be in play to play my card is bad.
So we think now the next Divine Rune that we're getting in the next, not necessarily the next set, but is going to be Achilles as the next Lunar Divine.
So we've seen Achilles, we've seen Sisyphus, and we've seen Helio, all as named things. Tim, tell us about Achilles.
Well, we've got, Dense Fog, Achilles Mist. It is a 1 lunar counter that says, until the next turn, changes to an Elestral's attack or defense from effect don't apply. When this Dense Fog is discarded by your Lunar Elestral's effect or an opponent's effect, you can draw 2 cards.
Ooh.
Fine.
So wait, the effect basically says that your Galaxy doesn't swap my stats.
Mm-hmm.
Your Baraboss doesn't affect my guys. They're still based though. Okay, yeah, I don't.
I think this is a sideboard card in the Artemis deck, and that's about it.
I think that's true. I think it's a sideboard card. I think it's good and will get better as things continue to do these things to you.
Now, the discard thing, by the way, that's super relevant. I think that's going to pop up in the future, but
Yes. In the future, that's going to be hyper relevant.
By your Lunar Elestral's effect.
Yeah, now if it just said...
Right.
Yeah. Now, if that specifically just said by your Lunar Cards effect...
that'd be amazing.
It already would be
Lunar
good.
Phase is just a deck.
Yep.
But...
No, they were
worded that
very
very
intentional.
specific.
They were careful. Yeah.
Alright, and now it looks like we got Necrolith playing with someone.
Rise from the Shadows, a 1 lunar counter. This Rise from the Shadows can only be played when one of your Elestrals is destroyed by an opponent. Special cast that Elestral from your underworld using Lunar from your underworld.
Okay, well this card's really good in my opinion.
This card is nuts.
Wait, that's all it says?
Yeah, that's it.
This can only be played when one of your Elestrals is destroyed
By an opponent.
Yeah.
So,
Special cast it with
Anytime.
Lunar from your underworld.
Anytime.
this card
What?
specifically is why Justin wants to try Necrolith. He's wanted to try Necrolith since it came out, but just never found the spot. I think that whole Like a Void Turbo Necrolith suppress deck might be interesting with specifically this card.
So the list.
Why are there no like restrictions or downsides to this? Am I confused?
That's
No,
what
you're
we're
not.
saying.
That's the problem.
Yep.
So my thought is
Why-
that
why
The
did the
downside is
sentence-
locked
why-
into lunar.
These sentences could have kept going with more words that mean something, but they just decided to end them. Very interesting design.
so what I think, and I
The
think
cards get
something
banned
we're
one
not
day.
thinking about is just how many times do you have? I've got this dude. It's a cool thing. Whatever. It's a rabbit in defense, a big guy with a small D, and they do something and they out. And then their other 2 or 3 guys get in for points of damage and break my board. What happens now when they go, okay, kill your guy? Yeah, okay, it's back again. And it's in attack mode, it's unaffected by your crap that happened. What do your little guys do about me now? Oops. Like,
Yeah, like this card is so good.
It is no restriction, like special cast it, however. Like,
even just a rabbit. They
a rabbit.
eddy your rabbit to attack mode, they galaxy champs, your rabbit's tiny, run it over. Okay, my other 3 guys get, oh, never mind, you have a 5 defender again.
It doesn't
Next
matter that
turn.
it's misenchanted. I'll
Yeah.
re-enchant it on my next
Yep,
turn.
just
next
re-enchant
turn
it,
is
next
send
turn.
it into direction and you win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
No,
Send it into
giving
something,
Giving
Yep.
the lunar spirit is so
Or-
good.
or even just re-enchant it, and then use that spirit to pay for something. Think about, like,
Oh my god,
use
you
the
killed
spirit
my
to pay for
foamy and
this?
now my foamy is back misenchanted, but I also got this Schnark that searched me this thing. No, this card's absolutely bonkers, not just in lunar.
You
It's
could use
insane.
the lunar
So-
spirit to cast another Vice from the Shadows.
yeah, if you were so inclined, yeah.
That's so huge brain. Holy.
Really, really good cards.
Yeah,
So.
that is
Yeah.
amazingly
Tim,
good.
what do we got?
Rounding out our counter view here, we have the Lone Omni that was printed in the set. We've got Asteria Starfall, a 1 Omni counter rune that says, Nexus and Omni. If you do, exchange a spirit on your field with a spirit of a different element in your spirit deck or underworld.
Nah. No thanks. I'm good.
I'm not sure how to feel about this card compared to Altar of Stars.
It's cool. It's a
No, Ultra Star is really
It's
good.
a-
This card's bad.
Exactly, yeah. Like, why would I play this?
It's a unique and new thing to do. That is for future setup. It's not.
I like the design. I like where it's at.
What this is another card that they're adding to the pile of counter runes and runes that do things, so that eventually when we lose, Gorgons and Shield and all go in Ambrosia or whatever, they all go to 1, like, or get banned or whatever. There is a critical mass of cards that do things that you can try to figure out how to supplement what you've lost when those cards get.
And I'm
hit.
sure by that point we'll have understood why this card got printed.
Yep. Yeah. This card serves a purpose. Again,
We just don't know what it is yet.
Um,
and that's
we
fine.
just talked about Rise from the Shadows. Like,
Yeah.
my rabbit dies, I bring it back with Rise from the Shadows. Asteria's Starfall. Swap it out for the Thunder that died with the rabbit. Cool. I'm not doing it. Doesn't sound good to me. But like, that's what you like. Okay.
Yeah, I guess
At
so.
some point, you may want to do that.
activate Sorlet. Oh, my guy's wind enchanted.
Yeah. Like, again, there are reasons to
Like
want
that.
to do this. None of them are good right now. Maybe there will be a reason to want to do it later.
Play Galaxy. All my water stuff is is swapped.
Not
You're a Galaxy attack your attack position rabbit. Okay, cool. Rabbit's now water enchanted. Just
yeah.
there's a lot of cool things that you could do. Some of this artwork is all beautiful. This Latagon is gorgeous.
Oh, I thought you were Astaria's Starfall, by the way, is an incredible looking card.
Yeah.
Like, I love the art on that card.
Oh yeah, it looks beautiful from here.
So that wraps up
Bear
our
Boss.
individual card reviews here. We're going to quickly take a look at the full art section of the set here. If you all want to, if you haven't really decided them, take a look through real quick. And anything that kind of piques your interest, one of your favorite full arts here.
Royal Lotto instantly.
Yeah, it's so good. And I think some of it also has to do with, like, sorry to be negative Nelly, right? But, like, all of the other arts of Royal Otto are bad. I don't like any of them. I think they're all overly cartoony and silly, and the one that looks like it's 2D, no, sorry, don't like Elite Four. Knock it out of the park. This little guy's so cool.
Now I know that we don't like Gambit necessarily.
No, this
I
art's
love
awful.
The
me. I like
This
this
art's
art.
awful. No.
What's
His
going
head
on
all
with his
split in
head?
half.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on. I like it.
You're trying to see inside his brain so you can figure out
No,
why.
I just think it's really
Trying to do
interesting.
a scan.
Anyways, one of my favorite things in here is probably the Ursa
I like
Den.
it. I like
The
it.
Ursa's Den is cute.
The
The
Ursa
den is
Den is
really
really
good.
cute.
I
I
need
love
those
the
restings.
resting on your laurels. I absolutely
See, I
need
don't
a
like the
copy
resting.
of.
I wasn't a fan of
The
resting.
full art Altar of Stars
I
is
don't-
really
Gorgeous.
So the resting, I don't
Yeah.
love the physical art, but I love the story of the rabbit hair, or the tortoise and the hare that they're doing here. I like that a lot.
Cool. Yeah.
Ultra Star is really good too.
So I like the Glacier
Can I see the
Ursa,
Altar of
the
Stars?
second
Yeah,
one.
the Altar of Stars is really good.
You know what I like that I'm looking at now that I really get that? It's Posthumous.
So
The laying down Posthumous, I think he's cool.
I like the standing at the box topper Posthumous. I think this
Sure,
this
that's a
card.
good-
This looks like an anime villain if I've ever
That's
seen one.
good. I just like the other Posthumous chilling, kind of stretched out a little
The
bit.
Glacier Ursa looks
think it
pretty
looks
good
cool.
too. I actually really like the Leica Volt, and I think that one looks good.
I like that he's
Oh.
in the Coliseum fighting.
Give me that
Sam, I know we've looked at Aphrodite. Take tongue off the floor. Tongue off the floor.
Speaking of which, this Bear Boss is also the pre-release promo, and it's coming in etched foil in the pre-release.
Yep.
I've seen that in person because I obviously I work at a store, and that is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty.
See that Aphrodite. I just need to know what.
Locking on's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need those.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think
Romantis ain't bad.
I don't think
kinda
any
like
of the
Romantis.
full arts are bad. They're all fine.
So yeah, that's basically everything for the expansion here. Kind of go to the closing section here. We talked a little bit about some of the decks, some of the meta. What's kind of happening. If you were to build a deck day one, what are you playing, Sam?
Like Aphrodite pile or Poseidon pile. It's going to be a great time.
Better than it's been for you, for sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
What's appealing to you for it?
Water. I get to play
True,
water cards.
What's it added that's really intriguing you?
Foamy Champion of Aphrodite is just a generally amazing card. I really want to try that out. The Locagon line seems really powerful with Aphrodite. It just seems like a very explosive deck. And on top of that, like, water is just my favorite element. And the Poseidon deck is, it got more starters. And as a result, you have a lot more opening hands that are just keepable.
Actually playable.
You just actually just pop the hell off.
I prefer it when
It's
you
great.
mull 4 or 5 times against me.
You see, A-Drive doesn't like that though. So, thank goodness for these new Poseidon cards. I'm really excited for this new stuff.
Dana, what are you looking to build day one?
Easily Solar. Solar is what I think is probably going to be the best deck in the format. And I was already on Solar for a little while. You can ask Eric or Sam here, like, just Solar. Like, it is so good. And even when I was playing it before, it still felt really good in this format, where it's like...
I think it looks fun too, so.
I don't necessarily...
Not just I'm playing the
I don't
best
want to
deck.
necessarily say it was good in the format. It was very fun, and it felt
Yep.
competitive. It felt like I actually had to give some serious effort for my wins, but they also didn't feel like I was struggling.
Sure.
And with the new stuff, I don't think struggle is a word that
No, not with
I can
Guardian
use.
of Light.
I don't think struggle is a
Right
word.
now, Solar's coasting on easy street.
And of course, my fun deck, I'm going to build up Tugaburn, and I'm going to build up Mill for sure. I think Mill is probably a sleeper deck, just like you do.
Gatsby, what are you building day one?
I'm building Solar as well. I echo a lot about what.
a sheep.
Yeah, well, I echo a lot about what Dana had to say. For me, it has outs to things that I think a lot of decks in the format currently don't have outs to. It also gets to play some of the cards that I'm worried some decks don't have outs to. Things that I specifically have some final testing to do before you can catch me in Kissimmee with Wrinklestein here. But before we head there, we do have some testing. We definitely want to do some more due diligence on Mill. I think that is terrifying. I think the Nomadial deck is terrifying, and I really think that if you're because you covered most of Solar, I want to say I think if you're sleeping on bears, you are going to get woken up by a giant glacier and pounding you in the face with pile of damage.
Yep.
Or getting bear bombed out of the game by a Majorza. So
And for me,
You playing bears?
I'm a creature of habit. It's tough for me to get a grip of all the cards. So I think sticking familiar right now, I'll probably end up playing bears for a little bit. Definitely want to explore that solo. Definitely want to explore some of the fun decks. I really want to take advantage of League to not just like try to win, even though I don't. Play some decks. Try some things out, see if they're fun. Play against some things you don't see across.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Since they got rid of like the ELO, I really don't feel the need to League slave.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to 3-0 every week.
I'm a pack war. I want the packs, but I gotta get out of that and say like, have some fun, man. Try some decks, you know.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that lunar stuff. I think that new lunar phase, I think, really fixes a lot of things, and I think it actually really does bump up the lunar phase deck in general, which I've always wanted to try because that's our version of spellbooks.
They made the leg
I'm
of
calling it now.
Artemis Errata irrelevant, right? Well, not irrelevant, just
not irrelevant because if
well,
Leg
if
of Void had
that card
existed,
didn't get errata, yeah.
you would just go into that.
But
and
like,
do that, and that'd be
well,
like
it's more so just like it took away the pain because you get a Leg of Void to go into, but they didn't print a new Leg of Void. They just gave us back access to the old one.
yeah.
And the old one never got bad, it just got outclassed.
You got outclassed by the new one.
Yeah, which felt horrible.
Yeah.
But
So if it's not the deck you're going to be building, Sam, what do you think is going to be the best deck? Starting right out the gate. Not necessarily in the future or whatever, but day one, what's everybody trying, and what do you think is going to be the best?
I gotta say something with Earth in it.
Yeah?
Yeah, Dionysus and Dionysus Madness are just so nice.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like with Equilink still being at 1, Earth Nexus doesn't really have that, like, you don't get to play today kind of card. But that doesn't mean
You might
Equilink
need that card back.
Equilink still doesn't do what it still does what it does, you know, it still pops runes by Nexusing. It's still an absolutely amazing card. I think it's just something with Earth in it, maybe an Earth Nexus pile or like Earth Lunar.
Sure. Grass on the moon? Sure.
Why not? Why not? You daze their guys so they can't attack, or you're just beating the hell out of them with a Leg of Void that's unaffected.
You know, we mentioned we're going down there. We're going to see Dionysus and Days and Rage all over that tournament. So
Yeah.
definitely. Dana, same thing. Not necessarily the day one build. What do you think is going to be the best deck?
I think people are really going to need to watch out for that Pharaoh's deck. I genuinely think that could pose a serious problem because while it's fragile, it's consistent. And consistency seems to be where people tend to fall, especially at premier events where you're running 7 rounds. You can't go with an inconsistent deck unless you're a member of the Lunaroos. So
Those guys, man, they brew up the craziest shit. Love them.
wow, I know they're awesome. And by the way, really nice guys too.
Oh yeah.
I've never had a bad experience playing against one of them.
Gatsby,
Cobalt knows what he's done.
best day one deck, Gatsby.
Best day one deck. I think it winds up being solar, although I'm worried that it winds up being the solar variant that is the no Manile, no attack stack. And if that's the best deck, oh boy, we've got problems. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm afraid it's that.
Yeah, and I can't say specifically the solar deck, but a solar deck is probably best day one.
Something is playing solar. I think.
Yeah, in terms of best day one, I do think it's going to be something solar. I only said the Sharks deck as just I think that's a sleeper one.
I think so. It's, for me, and that's I think that's a good pick for best day one deck because I really think that deck has a chance to be the best deck day one. But then people figure out how to quickly.
Yeah, it's not necessarily what is the most powerful. It's like what can you get away with day one sneaking in.
Aphrodite might also be one of those day one sneaks.
Kind of
Mark
like what
my
happened
words.
with
Watch out! Listrix wins the first. Wins to Kiss Me Open again. Watch out!
Unchanged from the new set.
It's literally playing like 2 new cards, playing the new Blizzard and maybe 1 copy of Sisyphus' Boulder. Watch out!
Yeah,
That deck is still good.
yeah.
So real quick here, anybody got any cards you think might be overhyped? Any cards you think might be underhyped? I know we talked about
The mammoth in the room. Iwooly, I'm telling you, is actually not going to make a difference. Blistrix still is better without it. Iwooly is better without Blistrix. Those cards are overhyped, especially in Unison.
Honestly, yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone's about to hate me. In terms of overhype,
Say it.
Don't do it.
Say it.
Don't do it because I know where you're going.
Come for in the comments. She's about to say it. Say it. Say the floor.
In terms of overhype, I do think it's Royal Auto.
No. No.
I think when we look back at these
Thank you
predictions,
for
it'll be
coming
hard
around.
for you to not be correct because pretty much everyone has conceded that this is like the new best card in the game.
Well, yeah,
So,
all the
like,
opinions on it
you
are
know,
extreme.
I genuinely think it is. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not the best card in the set. I think it might actually be the best card in the set. The type of hype that it is
I
getting
think it's
is going
impossible
to
to
be
live up to.
met with some serious disappointment because it's not always going to hit and it's not always going to be there when you need it. And that's just what it is. You're not always going to foretell 7 off of this card. It's
Sam will tell
That's
you
what
in
I'm
some of the playtest games the two of us have had, there was a bunch of games where I'm like, alright, foretell 7. You know, you really would have thought I'd hit one of my 21 solar guys. Like,
yeah. No, I genuinely think Royal Auto is going to be met with disappointment, and that's why I'm saying it's overhyped. Not that it's a bad card; it's a very, very good card.
like I said, I don't think it
stellar
could meet
card,
the
but
hype that it's been getting.
it will never,
No
ever
matter how
meet
good
that.
it is.
I think there's a not necessarily a minority,
First
but
Light can't save that card.
a smaller segment that is overhyping it, but the general populace overhype I think is probably appropriate. It's just the extreme people are like godsend card. Those people, those people that are going to voice their opinion the loudest.
When I first saw Royal Auto, I was like, holy, this card is absolutely bonkers. I'm going to keep my mouth shut so I don't look like an idiot when I say that I think it's good and everybody else thinks it's bad. And then everybody, like, way overhyped it. Just because I was just like, alright, there's gotta be a catch, right? And then
We'll see.
then I played with it.
I hope
And
there
I'm
is.
to be honest,
Does anybody think of
It's overhyped.
overhyping solar at all?
no.
No, I don't
No,
think so
Solar's
either.
going to be an incredible
So
the
if-
only
if-
reason that Solar is even like getting this amount of hype and it's okay in my mind is because Guardian of Light.
I think the track record has anything to show from the last video. This just means that Solar is going to be at best a rogue deck and basically unplayable.
Yes.
So
Yeah, let's go. Keep
Don't-
it up, guys.
you know
That's
what?
what I want.
if you're going to the Kissimmee Open, don't build Solar. It's definitely bad. Royal Auto, obviously awful. Like, don't build it. Obviously, that's what
That's
you
the
just
crowd,
learned
though.
here.
Like, what are we doing?
Don't do it. Nomadial, don't. It's awful bad. Don't do it.
Please don't bring Mill. I don't want to play you. I don't want to.
No, no.
Oh, that's
Playing-
too bad. Tim.
That's the problem.
See ya.
Playing
I'll
against
see ya
Mill
on
is
Monday.
fine.
I know I'm going to see it locally.
Playing against Mill with all of the attack stop is what's obnoxious.
Which they'll include.
Well, yes.
But the attack stop complements the mill so well.
No, my legitimate terror is that the attack stop complements everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're about to start seeing a lot of people going to time.
I am worried that I'm
I
going
can
to
see
play
that.
7 rounds at all ended time at Kissimmee because of. Yep, neither one of us could attack half the time.
I'm worried about 7
Well,
rounds.
this isn't
break,
this-
run to the next game, break, run to the next game. Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah.
Real quick, anybody got any underhypes? Everybody, people sleeping on something?
Foamy Champion of Aphrodite. That card is just objectively insane. It doesn't matter that it's not generic and it won't see play outside of one deck. It's in that deck. It's so fucking busted.
I concur.
It's just a pure +1.
I'm going to go with one that's a little more generic. Rise from the Shadows. I know that people
Yep.
are hyping it, but I think they're missing the mark.
You
on,
saw my reaction.
Yeah.
I asked why this was the end of the sentence.
Yeah, there's
What are
no
they
restriction
doing,
on this
man?
card.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a ridiculously open-ended card. For one lunar.
I really have not seen too many people talking about Lunar in general, except for Justin specifically with the Necrolith build, but like that new Lunar phase is insane.
Yeah,
I
hadn't
didn't
seen
think
it before,
Lunar
seeing
Face
it now. I agree.
It's
Yeah.
like being an invoke is really strong, but being treated as lunar phase is what
Full moon.
or full moon.
Full
Sorry,
moon
that's
is,
what carries it
busted.
over. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Being an invoke body that does that is so.
Alright.
Here's a maybe hot take. Royal Auto and Corvishine. They might be slightly underhyped. I think they're really, really good.
Are you saying that Royal Auto is underhyped after I just talked about how it was overhyped?
Slightly.
Corbin
Like I
Shine
said,
is for sure underhyped.
For
I
the
agree.
real people that are like Royal,
Yeah.
they're a little thing, but the general public, they're very excited about it. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just Solar as a whole to me in my mind. Maybe not individually that card, but
In Yu-Gi-Oh!
Solar itself, like,
Okay,
I
alright,
just think
so-
we gotta watch out for it.
So in Yu-Gi-Oh, fusion summoning was horrible early on, and the only way that they could really make fusion summoning good is by, making it on the same power level as other summoning mechanics, or if there were none, just opening it up more with like future fusion and stuff like that. It doesn't matter how many good cards you make for fusion though, because fusion is inherently a bad strategy. You can make it really busted and it can still do a lot, but like fusion summoning will always have that cloud over it.
And
Of
while-
you have to
Yeah,
go.
but see, I
minus
I
always
see what
thought
you're-
Foretell it had potential. I don't think it was bad.
I think that's what it is.
I think it had a lot of
No,
support.
but it's the design of fusion cards getting broken and solar cards. Like it's the same thing. It's getting around the downside,
But and I
getting
think
around
that's
the RNG. I feel like it just.
I think
leads to
that's
a
it
road
though,
where
and that's where I think your point. I think your point is well presented, but off the mark, because while fusion summoning is a mechanic of the game that is the way they were intending for you to do something outside of the bounds of the normal back and forth of the game. Foretell is a core mechanic of one of the elements that they are designed, the game is designed itself around cards being able to do this. It has been underwhelming because of the RNG of you just sometimes miss. A critical mass of cards that are good that do that will turn that RNG on its head.
Yeah, you see, unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, if you just put a bunch of fusion spells and material in your deck does nothing, and it's still a bricky and consistent mess. Yeah,
This one,
I guess so.
I
but
think each
I think
additional card that comes out that's good for Tell impacts all the other ones in a greater sense.
Yeah, no, the critical mass is a good counter to my point, because where I'm coming from, it's like they don't make good solar cards unless they're broken. But they can just
Well,
make
enough
fine
broken
solar
ones,
cards.
and you don't have to play any of the bad ones then.
Yeah.
And the Solar was just average throughout, like Gatsby said, slowly putting these pieces in is gonna creep it up a little bit. I'm excited because I've been a Solar fan for a little bit. I'd always ask him, like, why isn't this good? Why isn't this coming on? So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us to the end of our session here. So any final thoughts anybody got? Definitely excited to play. We got pre-releases this weekend. I think we got 3 of them we might be going to, hopefully, potentially. We've got Lee coming up, and then, like Gatsby mentioned earlier, we'll be down in Kissimmee, so...
Find me the Kissimmee Open. Bring your trade binder. Trade me stuff. I want to trade with you. Trade night on Friday. We'll be
Bring
there.
your trade stuff to the tournament. This guy will trade with you, and maybe I'll make a trade.
Even if I don't have stuff you want, even if you don't have stuff I want, I'll find something I just like to trade with you. I want to interact with you, person to person.
Yeah, so... with that then, Sam, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you? And,
You can find me on YouTube at Spams YGO. The
First
profile
upload coming
picture
soon.
is Marincess Blue Tank's artwork, which is kind of ironic because I'm not really on that deck anymore because they banned one of my favorite cards. Anyways, you can find me there. I don't really have much content up, but still feel free to subscribe.
Dana, where can the fans find you?
Hey, you can find me on YouTube at Danosaur YGO. I mainly talk about Yu-Gi-Oh content. I will be talking about a little bit of Elestrals coming up here soon. You can find me pretty much anywhere on Danosaur YGO. As long as you look that up, you should be able to find me.
Yeah, and again, I'm Wrinklestein, Tim. General internet sort of stuff, Wrinklestein. I'm not super well known on stuff. I play, video game stuff like that, but I'm around if you ever want to catch me on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Definitely want to thank Gatsby here in the Gather Geek channel for letting me do this for you. It was really fun. So, Gatsby, let everybody know what's going on and take it away.
Hi guys, and if you're here, you know who I am, and you know what this channel's about. I want you to do me a favor, okay? We need to appease my YouTube overlords before we finish up. I need you to like and subscribe. Like the video, because we want to keep making these. I know, I forgot my password for a little while, but we're gonna, keep making some content for you. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything we update. And while you're here, click the little notification bell. It'll give you a notification every time we upload. If it's going to be a little bit sporadic like this, we don't want you to miss anything. I want to again thank Dana, Sam, and Tim for helping me out on this. This has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing it on the next one. Until we have the chance to all gather up and geek out together with all of you, GG everybody.
Come see us and kiss me.
Listen, you work in IT. This is why we brought you in.
I said I worked there. I didn't say I was very good. What do you think it was again?
All right, listen.
Let me see if I can bypass the firewall.
It's I less than the number 3 teacup pigs. Come on. With less than, not the like, so it makes a heart.
This
Like,
way?
sure.
This way?
That way, yeah. So it makes like a heart.
I'm facing you. You're facing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. This is not sure.
Nope.
No. Okay. It's maybe it's my fancy friend Mr. Geeves with that little heart at the end.
Like the words at the end?
No.
Hang on.
What am I paying you for?
Nothing.
You sure? Try it again. It's got to be that. It has to be one of those. No. I remember now.
We're gonna get locked out here. So.
No. How many more times do I have?
3.
Okay. It's got to be 2. It's got to be this. Gatsby in Elestriad. A drive, please! Exclamation point.
We're down to 1.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna work. No, not that!
No. We're back up to 2. Don't ask me how.
I'll admit I don't know how IT works. No, that's not. Alright. If it's not this, I'm not giving up. Subscribe to Gather and Geek. For the love of God, please! Exclamation point.
One too many characters.
But not enough subscribers. You could be the next one. It's probably good.
That was it. You can be the next one.
Yes.
We're in.